And welcome out to Wauseon High School, where tonight the Bryan Golden Bears and the Indians will tangle here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Malenga. With me, as always, is Nathan Keelan. Coach, this is going to be a tough one for the Golden Bears and a must-win if they want to see Week 11.
Yeah, this is a tough game to have in Week 10 for both teams, really. You know, as Wauseon, they're firmly in the playoffs right now, anywhere from 11 to 14. But Bryan needing this one to get into the playoffs, or at least give themselves a chance to get into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Now, Wauseon lost a good guy by the name of Connor Penrod, who was their quarterback. They lost their entire offensive line, and they changed their defensive scheme. But let's talk about Connor Penrod for a second. He was the quarterback. He had played receiver as well. He was a defensive back, and he's headed to play Division I baseball at Bowling Green. So that kid was athletic.
Yeah, he was a stud anywhere he played, whether it be receiver, played some safety, some quarterback at times, and losing all those guys this year, it seemed like maybe this wasn't Wauseon's year yet. They were still voted by all the coaches there to win the league, and if you look at their three losses right now, you look at a very good Tenora team and Liberty Center, and then the undefeated streaks of Archbold. So those are the blemishes on their record right now, and so they're a heck of a team.
When you looked at them last week, they got blown out by Archbold, but the game that kind of stuck with me was the game against Delta, because the Golden Bears beat Delta by a score of like they beat like 24-10 or something like that.
Yeah, it was a closer one.
Whereas Wauseon only won 14-7. So does that tell you anything?
It's tough to say. Like, you like to compare teams to one another, but depending on certain styles that people play and whatnot, it's a little bit more difficult to do. So yeah, I think if you're Bryan, that's one of the games that you watch and say, okay, what Delta do, and then what Delta do to the Wauseon defense, and then as Wauseon, what did their defense do to stifle Delta a little bit? So you can make some comparisons there.
Yeah, absolutely. And field conditions, I was here in Delta last night, or in Wauseon last night for a soccer game, and the guys from Wauseon's TV said their field was still bad. It was going to be a mud bowl. Looking at it right now, it doesn't look terrible. But last week, in a terrible running situation, we had a school record. As Corbin Shep broke the school record for carries in a game, he ended up with 43. We said 42, but it was 43 officially. And he broke the number of records for school receptions in a career.
It was crazy to watch him last week. Every time they turned around, it was just give the ball to Shepard. Whether he was going to run right, left, or up the middle, you didn't know, but you knew the ball was going to Shepard. And Bryan really didn't have to throw the ball too much. They tried a couple times. Then after that, let's just give it to Shepard and let him go to work. And we've seen that all season. Early on, we saw, can he handle 30 carries? And then here he is getting 40. So he's been able to handle the workload and hasn't missed too many carries so far this season.
All right, well, you're in the Oberlin Turnbull pregame show. Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused. I had a chance to talk with Coach Grant Redhead of the Bryan Golden Bears. You're going to hear that after this timeout on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
I'm Sally Jo Metzger with the Fackler.
Need a new look? Holy House LLC can make your space look brand new. Whether it's a kitchen, bathroom, family room, bedroom, or any other living space, Holy House can help. They specialize in quartz and granite countertops, vinyl replacement windows, LVT flooring, custom shower and tile work, and much more. Call Bob today, 419-553-0100. That's Hooley House, 419-553-0100.
Welcome back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Chris Malenga alongside Coach Grant Redhead of the Bryan Golden Bears. Big win over Swanton last week in a messy conditions.
Yeah, it was a mud bowl, that's for sure.
It absolutely was. The field conditions pretty poor, but your offensive line really stood up to it, played really well, and allowed you guys to get 365 yards rushing.
Yeah, that's really the only option we had. The ball was getting slick when we tried to throw it. We did throw it. I think we were 6 for 9 in passing, just when we needed to, and we tried a couple shots. We got one with Trent, but the biggest thing was, we could rely on the run game.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about Corbin Shep. We've talked about him week after week after week, but this week he breaks 2 school records. 43 rushing attempts in a game and 254 rushing attempts in a season. Mm-hmm. Record-breaking kid.
Yeah, and when you've got a talented running back like that, line, it helps open up the pass game, and it's helped, help Dylan Dominic out get used to quarterback and take some of the pressure off him. So it's been a nice complement.
That one record, the 43 rushing attempts, went all the way back to 1965.
Yes, yes.
You can kind of tell that way Bryan teams have gone spread, and the rushing doesn't happen as much, except when you get games like this.
Yeah, and that's the thing, it's one of those things that it really helps us out. We're not one-dimensional, and when we can run the ball, it really helps us control the tempo of the game and gives our defense a chance to rest, and that way we can go and get 3 and outs.
So Corbin finished up with 43 carries, 264 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. He had 2 catches for 64 yards, did it both ways. Dylan played pretty well, 6 of 9 for 120 yards. He had a rushing TD. Sam Harrell, usually we see him as tight end coming through, and catching the ball and running. Here, he was on the ground, 60 rushing yards on 5 carries and a touchdown. So a little bit of mixing Sam in the run.
We have to. Everybody's keying on Corbin right now, and they're trying to stop him. So by giving Sam the ball and some counters and things, it really helped us.
And then Trent Wolf had 3 catches for 60 yards. Let's talk about some of the big plays. So the first 2 touchdowns are actually on 4th and goal. That was good to get both of those.
The goal line is always the worst area, and it was hard to get our footing, and we couldn't really get it churning. We were slipping a lot, and that was making it difficult to open up holes. It was just everybody was falling down. But we went for it twice, and we got it twice, and I'd do it again.
Yeah. So it was a 1-yard run, and then on the very next play, Aiden Pells intercepts Cole Mitchie. First play of the game for them. That's got to be huge. You just go down, score, then you get a turnover and you score again.
Yeah, that just takes the life right out of you. It happened to us against Liberty, and when that happens, you're just like, well, what do we do here? And it started the wheels falling off their cart. And I've been there. It stinks, but. As long as I'm on the other side, I'm happy.
You're happy. So Dylan scores from a yard out on 4th down. That makes it 14-0. Then Cameron Kurtz for them has a 12-yard gain. He gets almost to the end zone. He fumbles, and Brady Foth picks it up at the 3. That's huge again.
Yeah. We'd come out, and the footing was tough. We were playing high. We weren't really executing that well. And we gave them a drive, and they were capable of that. We've seen them drive it on different teams, BH, and they drove it on Liberty a little bit. They've driven on everybody at least once. And, for us to stop, we had 3 fumbles that we lost, including 1 snap that went a 1.5 feet. You just can't control that. But they did a good job rallying, and then we drove it all the way 97 yards and scored.
He did. Dylan hit Trent Wolf for a 35-yard gain on that drive. That sets up 1st and goal from the 7. So that was big to get that pass in there as well.
Yeah, and I just told him, I said, well, you got to throw it. They're not playing. They were stacking the box. They had 8, and sometimes they were playing man coverage, so we tried it, and it worked out.
All right, so Shepard runs in from 4 yards out, makes it 21-0, and then that's where you are at halftime. 3rd quarter, Sam Harrell scores from 25 yards out, and I watched that one just before I came over here. He had a little bit of contact at the line, but once he got through that contact, he was just gone.
Yeah, nobody was going to catch it.
That's right.
And that's the thing. For a big kid, he does have a nice burst, and can has some deceptive speed.
Later on, end of the 3rd quarter, Shepard has another 2-yard touchdown. This one, that we have a question on the extra point. What did you see on that extra point? They signaled it was no good. I called it good. WLZZ called it good. We all thought it was good. No good. We looked at it on replay, can't find it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that they probably judged it more on the outside of the upright than on the inside, and we just didn't get it through the middle, so we can't get upset about it.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the one bad thing,
Yes.
And then they score with 9:08 left in the 4th quarter. That was their first points from Swanton since September 17th. Did that frustrate you as
just a little bit?
Yeah.
And
you were
tried
second
to
team
give,
by that point, right?
Yeah, we had our second team and a lot of our JV kids in, and I tried to give them an opportunity to play, and just the tackling was horrible. The angles were for 3 plays, and they scored on that 3rd one, and it was like, okay, that's it. Let's put our guys back in, because now they've closed the deficit to under 30. We don't want to keep doing this and make it a closer game, because in these conditions, if you have to, you can't turn it back on if you let them sit too long. Right. So we just chose to put some guys back in the secondary.
Gotcha. You got one final touchdown to make it 4-7 with 3:27 left in the 4th, and that's how it ended up. And get out of here with a good win, another league win.
Yeah, we let some of our younger offensive guys play, and we were just trying to grind out the clock. We weren't throwing it, not trying to run it up, just trying to get out of the game.
Yeah, every time we saw a clean jersey come in, we knew we had to get a new number off the roster
Yeah.
because it was a mess.
Yeah, it took a few washes to get these jerseys clean.
Absolutely. Okay, so we turned the page on that. You head to Wauseon this week, and this is a must-win game for you guys to get into the playoffs. And how's Wauseon been? I mean, they just lost to Archbold, and Archbold pretty much pounded them pretty good. And what do you think that they're going to be like coming in this Friday?
They do a great job of throwing the ball, especially deep. We're not especially good at guarding the ball deep. We've got some injuries in the secondary, and some guys that are no longer with us that were there at the beginning of the year. So, we're down to fourth and fifth stringers. And those guys are going to go out there and do everything they can. And we've repped them all week, so we've known and we've got them ready. And like I said, we need to put pressure on the quarterback and see what we can't do to displace him so he can't throw a well-timed pass.
Do they have much of a running game, or they like to throw it?
No run game. They've run it. They'll run it on first down, throw on second and third. They'll throw a run in just to keep you honest, but they're not very good at it, and they're impatient. They want to score quick.
Gotcha. Defensively, what do you guys face with them?
Well, they're going to run similar defense to ours, a 4-2, which we're good at. Their DTs aren't bad. Their linebackers aren't bad. Their secondary is very good. Hopefully we can get a run game going. I compare them a lot to Delta's defense. And if we can get a run game going and sustain some drives, that'll help. Help wear them down because they have a lot of two-way players.
Special teams?
Special teams, their kicking game is good. Their coverage is okay, so it's not like a big advantage there. We're pretty even. We just don't. We're going to make sure we don't hurt ourselves on the kicking game and with punting and kickoff and coverage and things like that. I told my kicker if he kicks it to number 2 tester, he can go to their sideline. And you better get a ride home because he's not coming on the bus. I had to make it, hey, don't kick it to this kid because he is really good.
Yeah, he is good. We've called his name for a couple of years now. All right, so last week when we did this, we talked a little bit about playoff scenarios, and you talked about how the region that you are in is just a tough region. I got some stats for you. I don't know if you want to hear this or not. 43 teams will get into the playoffs over right now with 3 wins. 13 would get in with 2 wins. 1 would get in with 1 win. 2 teams will get in with 0 wins if the playoffs are held right now. How does that make you feel with your region?
Well, it's difficult because they try and make it as fair as they can, and there's no system that I know of that's perfect. But it's difficult when you're in a division that's stacked, and our 4A or our Division 4 region has always been pretty good. And it's one of those things. If I was in 5A, 6A, 7A, we'd have been in. We'd probably be 12 right now, or even 11. But it is what it is. We lost a game I feel we should have won in PH. So, we hurt ourselves there. And if we win, there's a few teams above us that I don't think are going to win. So we could possibly get into 15, as high as 14 maybe. But 14, 15, 16 is where we'd end up. So right now it'd be Bellevue, Van Wert rematch or Keystone.
Yeah, so it's tough either way, but you want the opportunity. Though.
Yeah, we want the opportunity because anything can happen. And I think we play a tough schedule, so that'll play into it.
It'd be interesting to see you guys take Van Wert again with all the experience you've had over the season.
And if we've gotten better, and I'm sure they've gotten better, and just see what we can do.
All right. Any final thoughts before we head to this one?
Yeah, we just got to go in and play like we got nothing to lose. Because if we win, we're in. If we don't, we hang up the pads Monday, and the boys know that, and we've been very honest with them. So hopefully they come and play a little possessed.
All right. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck against Wauseon.
Thanks.
All right. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Let me introduce you to Dave and Sam. Between the two of them, they have almost 60 years experience diagnosing and fixing anything with 4 wheels. Dave and Sam at Jason Dietz Collision and Service fix the problems your last mechanic couldn't. Just ask John from Montpelier.
Bring it in on Tuesday. I'll call you Tuesday night, tell you what the problem is with it, and tell you how much it's going to be to fix it. That's exactly what he did.
When your vehicle needs repaired, take it to Dave and Sam at Jason Dietz Collision and Service.
I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, Chris Malenga, Nathan Keel. Let's take a look at those keys to the game.
All right, here. So we're going to lead off here with the Bryan Golden Bears. And if you look at Bryan, the first thing they need to do tonight is sustain some drives. And by doing that, it'll keep that Wauseon offense off the field and give them a chance there to give their defense a break, something they hadn't done against teams like Liberty Center and Archbold. And then the second thing there is getting a pass rush against this Wauseon offense. They throw the ball about 30 times a game, and quarterback doesn't look too comfortable in the pocket sometimes when he gets pressure, and I don't think any quarterback is, so I think that's going to be a big key for the Golden Bears. And then lastly is tackle in space. And so when those receivers like Tester there and Armstrong and Smith get the ball, make sure you're a sure tackler there if you're Bryan, and you get 11 hats to the ball. And then let's go ahead and look at the Wauseon Indians for the night. Their keys to the game is getting an early lead on Bryan tonight. And Bryan wants to give the ball to Corbin Shep, as we've all seen all season. And what they want to make sure they do is try to get that early lead and then try to make Bryan pass the ball tonight to get their points. And we'll see how that goes. And then he get 11 hats to the ball is a guy like Corbin Shep right there, running the ball 43 times last night. He doesn't go down with the first tackle. So Wauseon wants to make sure they get 11 Indians to that ball. And the last thing is a vertical passing game. And with Bryan's defensive backs, they haven't been tested in a few weeks or anything like that. So throw the ball downfield, and that's going to loosen things up underneath for the Indians. So those are your keys to the game tonight.
Keys to the game being brought to you by the Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers. They've been your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. They have consistently remained #1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all your real estate needs, the Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll meet our officials and see our starting lineups after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Last year, all of our stadiums were mostly empty. But this year, things are different. We at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory look forward to getting back into the stands,
joining our family and friends to cheer on the Bears and enjoy a Friday night of football. We hope you're staying safe and hope to see you soon. Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused. Hope to see you at the game.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, Chris Malenga, Nathan Keel. Time to meet our game officials, being brought to you by Tri-State Vision Center. Tri-State Vision Center has been serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all your eye care needs. Our officials tonight, our referee is Mark Karzmarzik. Chris Kircheval is one of our officials. Patrick Jones, Jason Kircheval, and Bryant Shinover. Our officials tonight being brought to you by Tri-State Vision Center. Going to take another timeout, meet our starting lineups after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
This is Yasha Cheverini. He is a master jeweler. If you need jewelry repaired or a beautiful handcrafted piece of jewelry for that special occasion, you need to stop by and talk to Yash at Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon.
Enjoying the game on the Golden Bear Sports Network? These broadcasts are a labor of love. Want to join us in this effort? Become a sponsor starting at just $25 per game. For more information, email chris@bryansports.com or call 419-595-0943.
At Krill Funeral Service, we know family is a broad term. A family member comes in all sizes and shapes. They can also be fluffy with 4 legs and a tail, but they're all part of your family. They can go on vacations with us. They're at the center of the parties, and often they're the ones that are there during the toughest of times. When the time comes to say goodbye to those very special family members, we at Krill Funeral Service are here with the environmentally friendly choice for aftercare. Krill Funeral Service. We're here for your entire family.
Call Misty at 419-633-4997. Misty King of Amerimaid Realty, your hometown real estate pro.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, time for our starting lineups being presented by American Family Insurance. See Danielle Van Atta, your local agent. Let's meet the Bryan Offense first. Our offensive line, 52, Landon Schilling, a 6-foot, 178-pound junior. Tyler Spizak, a 5'9", 230-pound junior. The center's Rainer Clemens, a 5'11", 185-pound sophomore. The right guard, Parker Vollmer, a 5'10", 235-pound junior. And the right tackle is Zane Bell, a 6'7", 290-pound junior. Our skill positions, our quarterback is Dylan Dominic, a 6'1", 185-pound junior. Sam Harold, a 5'11", 190-pound sophomore, is the tight end. And the running back, Corbin Shep, a 5'7", 174-pound senior. At the wideout positions, a 6'2", 149-pound senior, Craig Jackson. Logan Moss, a 6', 164-pound senior. And Trenton Wolf, a 5'9", 148-pound senior, rounding out the Golden Bears. Meeting the Wauseon defense, their defensive line includes Chance Snow, a 5'9", 210-pound junior. Taryn Garcia, a 5'10", 190-pound senior. Justin Duncan, a 6'1", 190-pound junior. And Tucker Delaney, a 5'11", 212-pound senior. At your linebacking core, number 33, Logan Carroll, a 5'11", 180-pound junior. Bryson Stump, a 5'11", 175-pound senior. Reese Nation, a 5'8", 163-pound junior at linebacker. Your defensive backs, a 5'11", 157-pound junior, Ethan Borton. A 6'4", 190-pound junior, Sam Smith. Jude Armstrong, a 6'1", 178-pound junior. And Jonas Tester, a 6'2", 165-pound senior. Those are your starting lineups presented by American Family Insurance. Danielle Van Atta, your local agent. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Need a new look? Holy House LLC can make your space look brand new. Whether it's a kitchen, bathroom, family room, bedroom, or any other living space, Holy House can help. They specialize in quartz and granite countertops, vinyl replacement windows, LVT flooring, custom shower and tile work, and much more. Call Bob today, 419-553-0100. That's Holy House, 419-553-0100.
Please vote yes for the Bryan City Schools substitute levy on November 2nd. This is not a new tax. This levy generates $1.9 million per year, 9% of our school's total budget, and has supported educational programs and students in our district for nearly 20 years. Your yes vote will renew our existing levy for a continuing period of time. Please support our district by voting yes for Bryan Schools on November 2nd.
Paid for by Yes for Bryan Schools, Ryan Miller, Treasurer. Enjoying the game on the Golden Bear Sports Network? These broadcasts are a labor of love. Want to join us in this effort? Become a sponsor starting at just $25 per game. For more information, email chris@bryansports.com or call 419-595-0943.
Nobody likes an awkward silence, but you can actually use it for something good.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
About a friend or loved one or in need of emotional support, help is available.
Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org.
It's free, confidential, and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even if it feels like it, you are not alone.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, getting set to get underway here with Wauseon and Bryan. Want to take a look at our sponsors bringing you the game tonight. They include American Family Insurance, Amerimaid Realty, Andrews O'Neill & Lowe, Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Parks and Rec, the Diamond and Gold Outlet, Fackler Monument, Yes for Bryan Schools, Krill Funeral Service, Hooley House, also Jason Deach Automotive Services, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Starks Plumbing and Heating, Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, Brininger and Rakes, and Northwest State Community College. This has been the Oberlin Turnbull pregame show. Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, family owned, family focused. Back here, Chris Malenga, Nathan Keel getting set to get this one away. And Coach, it's going to be a nice night for football. It's a chilly night. It's in the 50s right now, and we're expected to kind of get to the upper 40s by the time the game is over. And, we don't see any rain, though. It's got cloudy skies, but we aren't expecting any rain tonight. And the winds right now are negligible. Last night, I was over here for the soccer game, and the winds were just whipping. And tonight, they're pretty negligible.
Well, it's a shame for the soccer team, but I guess good luck for the football team there without the wind. But we've had great weather all season long, and we really can't be upset about last week's Mud Bowl. I guess we'll take that. But, 50 degrees at this time of the year, and it's been a great season of weather for us.
Absolutely. So we're getting set to get this one away, and trying to get some of my volume here so I can hear. Kicking it away for Wauseon. Their kicker is Tyson Rodriguez. He will put a foot into it, and it will come down to the Golden Bears. And this is Corbin Shep. It's Trent Wolf right up the middle to the 40, to the 50, inside Wauseon territory. He's being pursued, and he will be knocked down inside the 30-yard line. Looking down for any flags, and I don't see any. And the Golden Bears are going to have great starting field position inside the Wauseon 30 at the 25. And he just took off with a head of steam, and Wolf was down the sideline. He had 5 Indians right behind him, and finally they got him and tackled him.
Man, he was shot out of a cannon there, wasn't he? And we've seen that all season. Trenton Wolf gets the ball. He picks up speed pretty quickly.
Absolutely. So it'll be 1st and 10 Bears at the 25-yard line. Low snap, quick throw. Wolf has it again, and nope, he dropped it. They're going to say it's incomplete, though. Wauseon was all over that one.
I like the idea early on here as everybody thinks you're going to give the ball to Shepard. Wauseon's loading up the box there, so I think Bryan's going to have to at least show that passing game that they can do to the outside there tonight.
All right, so it'll be 2nd and 10 with the incomplete pass. Ball is at the 25-yard line of Wauseon underway with 11:42 remaining. That snap was a little low, and Wauseon just shifted, and let's see what they're going to do now. Thought maybe he would have gotten off sides. He kind of moved into that neutral zone, but the ball was not snapped. Now, throw. It is broken up over on the side. That was broken up by number 11, Sam Smith. It was intended for Craig Jackson.
Run of those hitches there to the outside, and Wauseon not fooled or anything like that. Right there for the pass breakup.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 10. So the Bears have good field position to start, aren't able to capitalize just yet. Double wideouts here on the near side, one on the far side. Shepard in the backfield. High snap. Rolling to his left is Dominic, and he's being pursued, and he gets a pass off, but it's going to be incomplete, broken up by Jonas Tester.
So Bryan choosing here to throw 3 passes here to open up the game, and they've had some open guys, just some guys sneaking through there on the defensive line. So we'll see what Coach Redhead chooses to do.
I got to believe, a punt is out of the question, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just kind of curious right now as far as his play choice, I guess screen or what he's going to do, because we've seen the screen work in the past. Last week, Corbin Shepard going for 35 yards down the sideline. And we'll see what he has dialed up here.
So it's double receivers here. Corbin Shepard in the backfield looking to throw downfield, throwing down to the middle of the field, and it is intercepted in the end zone. And Wauseon will take over. That's just as good as a punt, but the Bears can't take advantage of the good field position. Hopefully that won't come back to bite them later on. Number 8, Jude Armstrong with the interception.
Yeah, Dylan had to kind of throw that one to the end zone, and 4 Indians right there. And like you said, it's as good as a punt. So really no harm done too much other than kind of a squandered opportunity there on the opening drive.
All right, so it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Indians at their own 20-yard line. So your quarterback for the Indians is going to be Elijah McLeod, number 6. He will have Bryson Stump as his running back with him, number 44. He has 4 wideouts, 2 on each side.
Bryan opening up with a little bit of a 3-3 here.
McLeod looks to move forward. He will keep it. He will go forward. The ball is on the ground, and I think the Bears have it.
I think they do.
It is the Golden Bears ball, so quickly a turnover.
Good
McLeod
pressure.
went through, and he just slipped. Like no contact was made on that. It just fell out of his hands.
I think he had it with both hands. He didn't have it tucked away, and it just kind of slipped out, like you said. And nice job by Nick Harrell, defensive end there, putting the pressure on him, making him try to scramble for some yards.
Now the Bears need to capitalize right here as they have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 23 rather. One back in the backfield, double wideouts here on the near side, one on the far side. This will be a handoff. Shepard will run up the middle. Shepard will still on his feet. Shepard will get about 8 yards out to almost near the 1st down marker.
There you go. Nice job by the Bryan offensive line, sticking on their blocks there, getting their guys downfield, and Shepard doing the rest.
We'll call it a gain of 7. That'll bring up 2nd and 3, along to maybe 3. Double wideouts here. They'll hand to Shepard again. Shepard will get the first down, get down inside the 10-yard line at the 9.5, and that puts them in the Diamond and Gold Outlet red zone. When was the last time you had your precious jewelry cleaned? Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon will professionally clean your jewelry, and it won't cost you a dime. The Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon. So they have it first and goal, basically. Throw to Trent Wolf. Wolf was at the 10, and basically that's going to be a completed pass for nothing.
Yeah. Wauseon kind of had that one sniffed out there as they tried to run that action with Corbin Shepard in the middle, and Wauseon wasn't budging there on the edges. And right now, Wauseon's only playing about 6 in the box right now, so Bryan ought to be able to run the ball.
Double wideouts on the far side now. Craig Jackson here on the near side. Shepard in the backfield. High snap. They'll hand to Shepard. Shepard will go around. He'll lose his footing, and he will actually get out to the 10-yard line, back to the 11, so he'll lose about a yard. And that was just trying to make your cut and slipping.
That was, and I thought he had something there if he could get upfield. Just stuck his foot in the ground, just kept sliding there, and Bryan faced with a 3rd and 11 here.
3rd and 11, ball is at the 11-yard line. They cannot get a first down except for the goal line. High snap again. Now it's going to be Dominic who throws. Wolf will have it. That's not Wolf, that's Moss. Moss will fight his way, and he will get inside the 5-yard line down to the 3. So nice job there by making something out of nothing with Dylan Dominic. That snap was way over his head.
Yeah, those are kind of scary right now if you're Bryan. You've had a couple of those now, and Dominic able to handle them, but there's going to come a time there where he's not going to be able to do that. But good job sneaking out there and making the defenders forced to come at you rather than guard the receiver.
So this is 4th and goal. They've got Shepard in the shotgun, and another high snap, and Shepard fighting his way, but he will not get there, and the Bears will turn it over on downs. So 2 opportunities inside Wauseon territory at the 25 and then the 23, and Bears have 0 points, and they could be up 14-0 right now.
Yeah, and I think that 4th down, I'm not sure if he would have gotten in either way because Wauseon was prepared for it, but the snaps got to come down a little bit, make it manageable to not mess up the timing.
So now Wauseon will take over. Elijah McLeod is standing in his own end zone. He's got Bryson Stump to his right hip. Trips on the far side, 1 wide out here on the near side. They'll hand off to McLeod. McLeod will get through the middle. I'm sorry, that's Stump. He'll get through the middle, and he will pick up about 5 yards. So basically getting out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
Yeah, and Wauseon able to come off the field there and make some adjustments to that 3-3 or 3-2 defense that Bryan presented them in the first drive there. And Bryan a little worried about the passing game, I'm sure, which anybody would be. So we'll see what Wauseon does here the rest of the way.
2nd and 4, the gain was 6. They need to get out to the 15-yard line. McLeod in the shotgun with Stump near him. Trips again far side. They're going to throw this time. That is caught and moving up the field and getting the first down. I believe that was Jude Armstrong. And he does get the first down for Wauseon with the pickup.
A little taste of their own medicine there from Wauseon there, and from what Bryan's been able to do. And Armstrong getting the ball there and turning it up for about 7 or 8 yards.
Yep, 7-yard pickup makes it 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Now the trips will move here on the near side of the field, the wide side of the field, and there's one receiver out on the far side. They've got Tester and Armstrong and Smith over here. They have it, and we're going to get a penalty marker, and I believe that is going to be a false start on the Indians. Nope, they're clapping, though, so
yeah.
It's offsides on the Bears.
I thought I saw 65 Nick Harold there flinch. I didn't quite think he crossed the line there. But doesn't matter what I think.
So it'll be 1st and 5 rather at the 23-yard line. Wauseon will have it at their own 23. Handoff. Stump will go through the middle, and he will pick up about 2 more yards.
You can see here the game plan from Wauseon is attacking the middle of that 3-3 defense that Bryan's presented. And Bryan's kind of playing it somewhat like a 40 front there as they're sending about 4 guys almost each time, but you're just not sure where they're coming from. But it's tough to adjust in defenses like that, and Bryan's going back to that 40 front.
So trips on the near side here, one wide out on the far side. They need a 1 yard for the first down. Now they're going to throw. Catch is made, and that actually will lose yardage or just get back to the line of scrimmage. It looks like he'll lose about a yard. That was Jude Armstrong again, and that was just kind of one of those cross passes, and Bears sniffed it out.
Yeah, that's a good job right there. I think that was Mikey Wolf on the outside. He's not giving up the outside. He fought through that block in order to hold on to Armstrong to make the tackle.
That'll be 3rd and 1, so they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. It's about 1.5. They need the 29-yard line for the first down. Again, McLeod in the backfield with Stump. McLeod will look to throw, and a catch is made, and that is Armstrong again. And that'll be a first down for Wauseon. So now Wauseon able to move the football. And they're just kind of chunking it up the field.
Yeah, you're playing that little zone there that Bryan's playing right now, the little soft zone. That's kind of the soft spot there as you just go about 5 yards, turn around, and he went down there, and they got a first down.
So McLeod in the backfield with Stump. Now they put double receivers, 2 on each side. Man in motion. They'll pitch to him. That's Sam Smith. Smith going on an end around. The Bears will sniff it out and knock him out of bounds. And that will be about the way the far field official's standing, it's a gain of like just a half a yard or so.
Yeah, it was the Bryan defense did a nice job there, stringing that out, string it out, make him run to the sideline there, and he had nowhere to go.
So they'll be at the 34-yard line, 2nd and 9. It'll be Rodriguez, Tester, and Armstrong going wide out on the far side, the left side. And then Sam Smith is here close to the sideline on the near side. McLeod will have it, throw to Smith. Smith is instantly met and will get out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. So forward for about 6 yards, 7 yards on that one.
And there's a little too much cushion there on the outside as Smith only ran about 5 yards, turned around, and there the pass was. So Bryan's got to tighten things up a little bit.
Logan Moss was on coverage. He's here on coverage again against Smith in the near side. Exactly the same formation as before with Armstrong, Rodriguez, and Tester out as wideouts. McLeod in the backfield with Bryson Stump. They'll hand a Stump. He will try to cut forward. He's met by Brady Foth, and he will be short of the first down. He will actually lose half a yard.
It's a great job by Brady Foth on that one. Is Nick Harold and Noah Phillips there in the middle clogging things up and not letting anybody touch the linebacker there. Foth comes free there, able to make the tackle.
4th and 3. Ball is at the Wauseon 40. Let's see what they do. Their punter is Tyson Rodriguez. But I don't know. I don't see McLeod out there. I don't see Rodriguez.
More of a heavy package here for Wauseon.
So they're going to try to get this first down. Tester has it, and Tester will, I think he'll get the first down. He will. Yeah, I haven't seen that formation before. Tester lines up. You know, he's a big dude. He's 6'2", 165 pounds. You usually see him catching passes.
Yeah,
but they go for it on 4th and 3 there and get it.
Yeah, with the shotgun formation there, the center might not be comfortable under having a quarterback underneath him there. So let's just run our goal line from the shotgun, and we're going to give it to Tester there and let him push forward.
So 1st and 10, they have it at their own 45-yard line. 3:59 and counting here, 0-0. Bears had 2 opportunities in Wauseon territory, starting field position, and didn't get anything. Catch is made here by Sam Smith, who is still on his feet and just barreling forward. And finally, the Bears put a hit on him, and that'll go into Bryan territory. They started their own 45. That'll be a 15, 16, 17, 18-yard gain on that one.
Yeah, Bryan coming with the blitz there. Aiden Pell's right up the middle, so your Mike linebacker not able to get out there and help make the tackle. And Smith just driving his legs and not going down without a fight.
Armstrong, Rodriguez, and Tester line up here on the near side. Sam Smith on the far side, single receiver. McLeod and Stump in the backfield. 3:24 and counting. The main stop scoreboard shows 0-0 here, first quarter. McLeod has the snap, looking to throw. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. A penalty marker will come down, and he will get the first down and head out of bounds. I believe this is going to be on Wauseon, a hold.
Yeah, right there, Nick Harold coming in from the looked like they're playing some sort of game on the inside of the defensive line there, and drawing that holding call. That play's going to come back.
So that'll make it first in a bunch.
And you can even see out there right now as the defensive backs for Bryan, they're trying to keep everything in front of them right now, and we're going to give up those 5-yard hitches, and we're going to come tackle you, but you're going to have to earn it. We're not going to let you go over the top of us, and so they're giving up a little bit of a cushion right now.
That'll take it all the way back into Wauseon territory at the 49. And I think Coach Moore wants an explanation, or they want to talk to. Yeah, I think Coach Moore is seeking out an explanation for that, or where it should be. The 49-yard line. So that's, let's see, math is never my strong suit. That makes it first and 20-ish.
I'm going to go with you on that. I believe you. Because it looked like the hold there was in the backfield.
Yeah. 24. 20-ish, 24.
When you push back that far.
McLeod will have it. And again, coming in is Pels, and they will make a catch on the sideline. So a pickup of about 12. And Tester right there on that sideline. Good pursuit again by Aiden Pels, but McLeod able to get rid of it, rather.
And I like with the Bryan defense, even though they did a stop there and they allowed a completion, I like the blitzing of Aiden Pels up the middle right now. And any blitzing linebacker is just tough to pick up for an offensive lineman. You give anybody 4 or 5 yards to get a head start on you, it's tough to block them.
Absolutely. It looks like they're going to do it again. McLeod calls it, looking to throw. Now he's going to run, and he will be tackled at the 30-yard line, so still short of the first down. That'll make it third and about 3. Well, they've done a good job at first and 24, getting it to 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and that defense right now, those ends in that 30 front by Bryan, they're coming up the field, and it's creating a hole there, and there's not a linebacker there to fill that hole, so you're kind of giving a little bit of ground up there if you're Bryan in this defense.
They gave him a little bit more of a generous spot, so it's 3rd and 2, really. Ball's at the Bryan 29-yard line, 2:29 and counting first quarter. 0-0 your score. Trips on the far side. One wide out here on the near side is Sam Smith. McLeod will have it. He will hand off to Stump, and Stump is going to be real short to the first down.
Good job by Bryan there in that 30 front, able to stuff the run.
I think that he's short by half a yard, and that's what the down marker indicates, so it's going to be 4th and half a yard. And I tell you what, I see Line and Tester up again, or taking it under center and handing it to Stump quickly.
Bryan going back to that 40 front here to try to stuff the run.
Now that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a run right here. Nope, they're going to throw it. Pels, and the catch is made, and he's going to get a first down. I can't believe that.
I didn't think he was going to throw the ball there because there was a couple Bryan defenders in the area.
Yeah, and that was Foth again.
Yeah, Brady did a good job of not giving anything up there and going right for the quarterback.
There's going to be a penalty on Wauseon. So there's a flag, ineligible downfield. That'll take them back. So this will make it 4th and 6.
I think what had to happen there is Foth got in the quarterback's face there, and that pass was beyond the line of scrimmage. And originally it wasn't supposed to be that way, so the lineman could go downfield, and Brady causing a little bit of havoc there in the backfield.
So 4th and 6 now. Ball is at the 34-yard line. Wauseon changing the play right now. Trips on the far side, one on the near side. McLeod and Stump. Now Armstrong comes in motion. They're looking to throw. They throw across the middle. It is too tall, and it was intended for Sam Smith, and the Bears will force a turnover on downs, and they will get the ball back with 1:10 remaining here.
Nice job by the Bryan defense there to come up with a stop. You know, they're able to get pressure on McLeod so far this game, and McLeod not able to set his feet there, and he sailed that throw.
He absolutely did. So the Bears will have it. 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line with 1:10 remaining first quarter. Glad that you're joining us here from Wauseon. Dylan Dominic in the backfield with Shepard. He will hand to Shepard again. Shepard will move forward real close to first down. He may have it. He does by a yard. Again, high snap, though. You got to watch those.
Yeah, that's dangerous, and that might come back to bite him at some point. But Bryan going with the hurry-up offense here.
They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. That snap, but much better. Shepard moves forward, still churning, gets another 5 yards, 6 yards, right at the 50-yard line. So
and it's the same play they just ran to get 11 yards.
So that'll make it 2nd and 4. The ball is right at the 50-yard line. Line to gain is the 46 of Wauseon. Shepard again. Shepard has the first down and more. Shepard all the way down to the 32-yard line of Wauseon. Big run by Shepard as we go under 30 seconds to play here first quarter.
And there he is. He's getting heated up down there, Corbin Shepard.
Now doubles on the far side. One here on the near side. Dominic will have it, and he will keep it. Dominic will move forward and pick up a few yards.
And there he is, Bryan getting the run game going offensively, and this is what they needed to do early on.
So they'll pick up almost 5, so we'll call it 2nd and 5. And with that play, that'll end the first quarter of play here from Wauseon. So the main stop scoreboard showing 0-0. Bears have the ball in the territory of Wauseon when we return on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
This is Yasha Cheverini. He is a master jeweler. If you need jewelry repaired or a beautiful handcrafted piece of jewelry for that special occasion, you need to stop by and talk to Yash at Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon. At Krill Funeral Service, we know family is a broad term. A family member comes in all sizes and shapes. They can also be fluffy with 4 legs and a tail, but they're all part of your family. They can go on vacations with us. They're at the center of the parties, and often they're the ones that are there during the toughest of times. When the time comes to say goodbye to those very special family members, we at Krill Funeral Service are here with the environmentally friendly choice for aftercare. Krill Funeral Service. We're here for your entire family.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 0-0 as we enter the second quarter of play. Bears have it 2nd and 5 at Wauseon's 26-yard line. They had 2 possessions inside the Wauseon 30 to start the game and could not score. And they are now on their 3rd possession. Dominic will have it. He will have it and roll to his right, looking to throw, and that's batted down. And getting in there is number 65, Tucker Delaney.
I like the idea right now and, giving the ball to Corbin Shepard 7 times in the first quarter, kind of playing in and doing exactly what Wauseon might have thought. Let's go play action here. Just Wauseon, right there to break up the pass.
That'll make it 3rd and 5. They need to get to the 21-yard line for the first down. Now man in motion. And that's going to go Shepard the other way. Shepard will get the first down, but a penalty will come in, and I think that's probably going to be on the Golden Bears.
Yeah, that's a tough one to see right there. It looked like in the holding area, but didn't see anybody.
Let's see what it says. That'll be a hold on Bryan, so that'll take it back 10 yards. So the Bears are going to have it 3rd and a lot.
That's tough because you're coming back right now from a possible first down or at least a 4th and short here to a 3rd and 15.
Yeah. But maybe the reason he got the first down was the hold.
Yeah, very true. Very true. There we go.
11:48 now to go here, first half. Bears have a little bit of confusion here. They've got 3 wideouts bunched on the far side. And then Logan Moss all by his lonesome on the wide side of the field. They're looking to Moss. They'll throw it. Catch is made, but then bobbled. And let's see if they're going to call it a completion with a They cannot possibly call that a completion with a fumble.
There's no way.
There's no way. He didn't take any steps whatsoever. Wow.
Wow, yeah, I can't believe that. I don't even think he had possession of that.
Can you roll
thing
that
at
again
all.
there? Yeah, we can't see it there.
Nice job by Shepard, though, to get out there and fight for that ball.
Well, that brings up 4th and 8. Boy,
They're setting up that hook and ladder there.
I can't believe they called that.
Yeah, pitching it back to Shepard.
Dominic with it. He's got wide open space on the far side, and that's incomplete, and Craig Jackson unable to haul that in. And
right at the sticks.
Turnover on downs
yeah.
again.
A little defensive battle here.
Yeah.
Offense is kind of doing themselves in here early on, and defense is stepping up and making some plays on both sides of the ball.
All right, well, this will be 1st and 10 for Wauseon at their own 29-yard line. 11:06 remaining. Main stop scoreboard shows nothing. Main stops open when you need them. You're always near a main stop. Don't forget Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Got 2 of them in Bryan, east side and west side. Wauseon has it. They'll hand off. Stump will run with a head of steam and pick up the first down. Boy, if he had stayed outside, he may have hit the end zone.
I thought so too, and I think Bryan feels like they're a little soft in the middle right now in that 30 front defense, and Stump able to get to the outside there, and he's pretty fast once he's got some open field.
5'11", 175. The weight, he is a senior. And he camps back out there with McLeod, just like Corbin Shepard does with Dominic. Wauseon will have it, 1st and 10. McLeod hands off again. Stump again moves forward. This time he doesn't get near as much, and he will pick up about 5 yards. So much better defense by the Bears.
Yes, and able to get somewhat of a push up front there, and linebackers coming free to make that tackle.
So 2nd and 6, ball's at the 47-yard line of Wauseon. Each team has had the ball 3 times and unable to do anything with it.
Yeah, both teams moving the ball okay until they get down to about the 30.
Wauseon will get a penalty because their 2 wide receivers took off about a second and a half faster than the ball was snapped.
I feel like that's when you know it's a pass play, is when the wide receivers are, they're trying to get a head start there.
Yep. And they definitely got a head start. They took off. So that'll bring up 2nd and 11 as the 5 yards get marched back by the Indians. 9:55 remaining. First half. Quick game so far. Lots on the ground.
It has been, yes. Which surprises me with Wauseon, the way they throw the ball.
Maybe they've seen something with the Bears. Now they'll throw. Catch is made and immediately tackled. That's Tyson Rodriguez that made the catch. That will be short of the first down. They'll have about 3 yards to pick it up.
Yeah, and once again, Bryan giving a little bit of a cushion out there on the sidelines, and not wanting to give anything up too deep, and able to come up, and that's Drew Hahn there and pushing him out of bounds.
I do like it.
Yeah, it forces Wauseon to try to drive the ball instead of it being a big play offense and you only having a few plays before you score there. It forces them to try to, work their way down the field.
Ball's right at the 50-yard line. It's 3rd and 3. This will be a quarterback keeper, and he will be close to the first down and may not have got it. I think he's short.
And he got stuck there. I think that was Trenton Wolf there, and just at the sticks there, it looked like Trenton came up and laid the wood there. Nice job.
So they are short by about a yard. Well, they're short by less than a yard. Like a football length, maybe.
Be interesting to see what they choose to do here. Last time they chose to throw a little bit of a screen pass to the outside. Let's see if they just give it to Stump there and try to pick up that last yard.
That's Tester with it. Tester will go to his left, and he will get the first down. that time it was the same play as last time. It's that little wildcat, and he runs it pretty well.
Yeah, he gives that little fake there to Stump, but I think everybody knew he was going to keep the ball. And when Tester's in there like that, I don't think he's going to give it up. There's a reason he's in there at quarterback for those timely possessions.
So that'll be 1st and 10. Ball at the Bryan 43 now. 8:30 and counting. First half. McLeod and Stump in the backfield. Trips on the far side. They'll hand to Stump again, and he will get a little bit of yardage, pick up about 3.
Good job closing that down by the defensive line. And I think it's Trenton Wolf coming up to make the tackle again. It really kind of scares you a little bit with that 30 front. Giving up something on the run. You have one less guy there to stop the run plays, but Bryan able to close it down in a hurry. You see number 35 there, Aiden Pels, linebacker. Not sure what he's going to do there.
They'll throw it down, and that catch is made by Tester on the sideline.
We'll roll out there. They call that a flood. You have somebody in the flats there. You have somebody in the middle, somebody going long, and that's your middle receiver there. So if your quarterback comes up on the short route, usually that middle receiver's open.
So first down for Wauseon. They're continuing to move it. They'll have it again. McLeod to Stump.
And I think they're seeing the edges are a little soft right now for Bryan. Defensive end there, Connor Brown going for the quarterback. Quarterback at the last minute gives it to Stump. Just replacing Connor Brown, able to pick up about 8 or 9 on the play.
So McLeod and Stump in the backfield, and that'll be stopped right away, and that looks to be a false start by Wauseon.
We've seen that a few times so far. I don't know if it's mixing up the count, because when they're going motion like that, you really don't want to mix up the count, or I don't know, maybe it's the train in the distance there.
So that'll make it 1st and 15. McLeod calls it out. Big rush. They'll get a quick pass off to Stump, and he will pick up a couple of yards. So good defense again by the Golden Bears.
Yeah, able to sniff that out there. You got Brady Foth playing some DN, kind of the hybrid guy tonight. When Bryan goes to 30 front, wants to switch back to the 40. Being a linebacker, you kind of sniff that out there and able to hold them to only a gain of 2.
All right, that'll bring up 2nd and 13. McLeod throws it, and catch is made right on the sideline by Tester. Got to account for that guy.
Yeah, no kidding. McLeod getting some pressure there on him, able to step up and just puts just enough on it to that sideline for Tester.
So that'll bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and 2.
Bryan able to get some pressure on McLeod, but right now he's 11 of 12 throwing the ball.
So McLeod in the backfield with Stump. Got trips here on the near side. And I think maybe Wauseon wants a timeout. They do, and we will take it with them. With 5:40 remaining first half, 0-0 on the main stop scoreboard. Back after this.
Need a new look? Holy House LLC can make your space look brand new. Whether it's a kitchen, bathroom, family room, bedroom, or any other living space, Holy House can help. They specialize in quartz and granite countertops, vinyl replacement windows, LVT flooring, custom shower and tile work, and much more. Call Bob today, 419-553-0100. That's Hooley House, 419-553-0100.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 5:40 remaining. It is 3rd and 2.
Be interesting. Bryan's had him in this situation before a few times here in 3rd or 4th and short. And it looks like Tester's coming back to be quarterback. And if I had to guess, he's going to keep the ball here.
And it is a quarterback keeper, and he is in. So the first score of the game, actually that was Tester, and the first score of the game goes to him, 6-0 in favor of the Indians.
There we go. We kind of figured he'd keep the ball there with him playing that quarterback position, and he's a tough guy to get down, pretty shifty, agile, and athletic, able to run that in for a score.
All right, so 6-0, and they'll bring in their kicker to kick the extra point. Their kicker is Tyson Rodriguez. So he plays wide out and kicks. That one is up, and it is good. The Bears tried to block it, but the main stop scoreboard shows 7-0 in favor of Wauseon with 5:35 remaining. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, Wauseon just scored. Jonas Tester scores from 4 yards out, and now the Bears trail 7-0, and we'll get the ball back with 5:35 remaining here first quarter. Both teams have moved the ball pretty well, but just not able to punch it in until Wauseon did that. Rodriguez will be off to kick. He kicks. It'll be short and caught by Brown. Brown will go to the right side. He breaks a couple of tackles and still on his feet, and he will be out to the 24-yard line where the Bears will start.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see the Bears here respond with a score of their own, able to move the ball like you mentioned, just not able to capitalize on some of those important downs here towards around the 30-yard line. So let's see what Bryan does.
So Bears will have it. It'd be really good if they got a score on before halftime because Wauseon gets the ball.
And both teams able to chew the clock tonight, so it has been a very fast game so far.
Harold goes in motion. Now he'll settle on the right side of that line. Dominic has it. He'll hand off to Shepard. Shepard will run through the middle, get lots of daylight. Still on his feet, gets the first down, pick up 13 on the play.
Yeah, and Shepard having a pretty nice first half so far, almost 60 yards rushing the ball on 8 attempts, and he's gouging them at times here. So let's see if they continue to lean on Shepard as they have all season.
All right, so that'll bring up 1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line of the Bears. They'll hand off again to Shepard. Shepard will come to the right side. This time they weren't fooled by that at all, and he will actually, well, they'll get him right back to the line of scrimmage.
And I'd say right there is the play. Bryan's probably had the most success with Shepard all season with, and you know that Wauseon's seen that on film before.
Greg Jackson here on the wide out here on the near side, doubles on the far side. 2 backs now in the backfield as Shepard and Harold have it. Harold will get it, move forward, and he will get about 6 yards on the play. I like that when they line them both back up there.
Yeah, it happens so fast in the backfield, and you're automatically, your eyes are drawn to 27 there, and you tend to forget that Sam Harold's a pretty good runner with the ball and pretty good athlete in and of his own right. So, Harold able to pick up 6 or 7 there.
Last week, he had tons of yards rushing. Shepard with it. He'll move forward. He will keep his legs churning, and he will pick up another yard or so. And that'll bring up 4th down. And what do you do here? Looks like they're going to run the punt team on.
Yeah, I think Coach Redhead wants to see him maybe drive the ball, Wauseon drive the ball the length of the field, and see if he maybe can get a stop here, get the ball back.
Jonas Tester is the punt returner. Now, I know that he told his kicker, Quinn Brown, that if he kicked it to Tester, he should go join the other side. But what do you do when he's the only punt returner? You got to
It's a
kind of
good
angle
question. Let's see if they try to do that here. Oh,
Dominic
nice.
will get it. It is going to drive Tester back. He will get it at the 10-yard line, and he will get out of bounds. And I think there's going to be a penalty marker here.
Yeah.
As Sam Smith tied up on the side here with 15 for the Bears. That is Bryce Deach. I don't know what was going on.
Well,
he was holding Deach down.
It looked like, I think Deach slipped and he was blocking him, and he blocked him out of bounds, and then he didn't let him get up and try to get back to the playing field. And you can't do that.
So let's see. That should be a penalty, and it should be a personal foul penalty. It is a personal foul. That'll march him back 15. So they'll have this one inside their 15 down to the 12. And that's where they'll start. They'll start at the 12-yard line. So they're backed up, the shadow of their own goalpost, but they've done this before where they've moved it forward from there as McLeod is in the backfield with Stump. 3 wideouts on the far side, 1 on the near side. McLeod has it, looking to throw down the field. He'll throw across. Catch is made by Jude Armstrong. Armstrong will get near a first down and be driven out of bounds. And there'll be a penalty marker there. And that'll be more tacked on.
Yeah, you see Armstrong there heading to the sideline. You got Mikey Wolf and Drew Hahn, and Mikey apparently just drove him out a little too far from what the referees liked, and he's going to get called on the personal foul.
So that'll go give the 15 right back. And that'll move it all the way out to the 37-yard line. So Indians will have it there. Trips here on the near side, 1 on the far side. Can't do things like that.
You can't. No, not in this situation. With 3 minutes to go in the half, you've played decent enough right now, and you're only down a score.
Now they shift Armstrong in the slot, and they have to reset the play clock. They'll set that up and wind it. McLeod has it. And he's looking to throw, and he's going to be driven down. The ball's loose. Bears have it.
Wow, nice job there by the defensive line. Is that Nick Harrell, I believe, causing disruptions in the backfield?
Oh, they don't have it.
Oh, I thought I thought they were signaling Brian Ball.
I thought they did too. So that'll just be a loss of 2. They were signaling. They did signal it.
Yeah.
Somebody forgot which way was which.
Yeah, and it looked like they were going to go a little bit. They're going to show the screen on the outside here, do a little pump and go, and Nick Harrell getting the quarterback just in time because I think he'd still be running right now if they were able to connect.
Trips here on the near side. McLeod with it, looking to throw, and it's too far, intended for Jude Armstrong. They were trying to do that with Sam Smith the last play. This time, Jude Armstrong, same kind of formation.
Yeah, Brian doing a nice job getting some pressure on McLeod there, and he doesn't have a clean pocket to throw from right now and keeping him a little uncomfortable in there.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 12. 2:27, clock is stopped. First half, Wauseon leads 7-0 on the main stop scoreboard. They'll keep trips here on the near side. They include Armstrong, Tester, and Smith, arguably the 3 best receivers here on the near side. Looks like Pels might be blitzing on this. He does. It's picked up, but it forces him out of the pocket. He's dancing around. He'll throw downfield. Catch is made by Tester, and he's going to go for a touchdown. And let's see. The Bears are frustrated about something over there.
Well, I think they were looking for you can't block a defender like that, I think is what they're talking about. And it's Logan Moss there. And he got blindsided there. You can't blindside him. And it does look like he was blindsided. I was looking for the flag myself on that side of the field.
Well, they don't have replay, even though as angry as the Golden Bears are about that. They don't have replay, and so Tyson Rodriguez will attempt the extra point, and Wauseon up 2 scores now. Kick is up, and it is good. So 14-0, and Coach Redhead is out on the field, and he wants to talk to the official right now about that.
Yeah, and I'd love to hear the explanation myself, because, like I said, I saw it happen, and I thought, okay, this is going to come back, and no flag to be seen.
Wow, that was not a good play right there.
No, by definition of the rule. But nonetheless, play stands, and 14-0 Indians. And, we talked about it before as Bryan's punting the ball with about 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, seeing if they could hold off to a halftime there. And Wauseon doing what Wauseon does there with the big play.
Absolutely. So they will kick off. Bears will have Trent Wolf back. They'll also have, let's see, Quinn Brown is back. Carter Brown is back. And is that Shepard? No, that's Mikey Wolf at the up back there. Quick score by Wauseon goes 65 yards. And again, the Bears got the victim of a really poor call, non-call on a blindside block.
Lack thereof.
And that's really what caused the play right there. Kick is in the air. It'll come down to Quinn Brown. He will catch it at the 20. And he will run into his own man, and actually still on his feet, and finally be dropped at the 22-yard line. So the Bears will have a long field to go with 2 minutes to do so. And they're down 14-0 right now, and desperately need a score. The scoring has all come with like 8 minutes or less to go.
Yeah, it has. It was being a really quick game, and what you don't want to do right here if you're Bryan is you don't want to have to throw the ball a couple times and all of a sudden there's a minute 50 left and you got to punt. So if you're Bryan, you'd be careful of the time here.
Dominic will have it. He'll hand off to Shepard. Shepard will go sideline, and he will actually, let's see, does he lose anything? Or yeah, he's going to lose about a half a yard. Well, nope. They're going to say he got to the line of scrimmage again. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
So I'd say they're going to probably give the ball again and see where they're at here to decide their third down play call.
Trips on the near side here. Nobody on the far side. Looking to throw. Rolling out. Dominic, and it's intercepted, and that's about the worst thing that could happen as he's still on his feet and finally knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a tough one there for Dominic to throw.
He looked down Jackson right there.
He did. You had about 2 receivers that were about 5 yards away from each other, and that one guy there able to cover them both and snag that one.
All right, so that will bring up 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line of the Bears. So Wauseon could score quickly again and then get the ball in the second half. So the last 8 minutes or so have just been abysmal for the Bears.
Yeah, and as we talked about earlier, sustaining drives, and that is not what they had dialed up there. Not what you wanted if you're Bryan.
All right, so they'll look to throw. McLeod goes down the sideline, and there's a jump ball, and it's incomplete. 3 receivers around Smith.
So the defense there where you're giving them that cushion there protects against those fades there. So Logan Moss, nice job there to break up the pass.
Minute 15, the clock stops. It's 2nd and 10 from the 15. Indians are in the Diamond and Gold Outlet red zone. When was the last time you had your precious jewelry cleaned? Diamond and Gold Outlet. Napoleon will professionally clean your jewelry, and it won't cost you a dime. Diamond and Gold Outlet. McLeod rolling to his right, looking to throw. Now he's going to be tackled and driven out of bounds after picking up about 5 yards. So good coverage by the Bears.
Yeah, on the edge there is, I believe you had Smith and you had, who was the other receiver? Jude Armstrong on the outside there and covered up, and he had nowhere to go. McLeod had nowhere to go, able to pick up 3 or 4 on that run.
3rd and 7. Ball's at the 12-yard line of the Bears.
Wouldn't shock me here if we see Wauseon go somewhat of a hitch or a shorter pass, given that Bryan's given up those shorter passes tonight.
McLeod and Stump are in the backfield. McLeod will roll to his right and throw the pass, and it is caught, but only for a couple yards. So that'll bring up 4th and short, 4th and about 2.
Nice job by Mikey Wolf there to make the play and not let him pick up any yards.
Let's see if they're going to kick this. They might kick this.
Yeah, they just threw the tee out there to Smith, the holder.
So they're going to try a field goal here with 33 seconds. They're going to let this tick all the way down. They're going to call a timeout, and they'll have about 18 seconds left on the clock. Unless they rush it. I can't imagine they'd rush it right here. They're going to call a timeout. And they do. So with 18 seconds left, first half, the main stop scoreboard shows 14-0 in favor of Wauseon. We're going to take a timeout. Be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 18 seconds left. 4th and 3. Ball's at the 8-yard line, and it's going to be a field goal attempt for Tyson Rodriguez. Wauseon has scored 2. They scored from 8 yards out, and then they scored a long one, 65. Kick is up, and it is good. So that makes it 17-0 here. Bears will have 12 seconds with which to work. And nope, there's a flag.
I assume it's on Wauseon there, the way, see the coach reacting?
I waited to call it good, no good after last week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything until the arms go up or the arms go cross. Now let's see. That was a let's see. That was an 18. That was a 25-yard field goal. So if there's a penalty, that'll back them up, and I think the offense stays on the field.
Let's see what the call is.
Unless it's on the Bears. Roughing the kicker on the Bears. Whoa. It's declined. They're going to take the 3 points.
Take the points.
That's interesting.
Well, it's probably a good call with 12 seconds to go. You might only have 2 plays there. Your 2 timeouts are, for nothing at that point. As they were on the clock last time to get that timeout to set up the field goal. So might as well take the points if you're Wauseon.
Take the points and kick it off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, they come out and they get the ball in the second half here. So Wauseon, these last 3 minutes have been pretty critical for them.
All right, so the Bears will get it. Back to receive the kick is Quinn Brown. Trent Wolf is there as well. Mikey Wolf is in front of him. And Carter Brown, on the other side. Too many Browns. And it's week 10 and we're still confused.
Yeah, and I don't think that any of them are related.
That's right. Wauseon will squib kick it. Catch is made, and they're going to get a penalty. I think maybe they went off sides.
Yep.
I'll start. They'll back them back up, and they'll do it again. They should reset that clock to 12 seconds, though.
Yeah, that's something I wish they would do in high school football.
That'll take it back to the 35. They don't do that in high school? They don't reset the clock?
No, not in an instance like that.
Well, that stinks. They could just do that 5 more times.
Yeah, exactly, right? And then, hey, we're going to get the ball anyway. So,
all right, let's see what they do this time. 10 seconds left.
Oh, they do put the 2. They are putting the 2 back on.
I was going to say that just seemed kind of unfair.
Yeah. Well, let's see if it makes a difference for Bryan here in this half.
See if they squib kick it again. This time they're going to line drive it. Quinn Brown will pick it up. Actually, he's just going to fall on it. And it did not make a difference. So only 1 second tick off the clock there. So the Bears will have basically 1 play. Do you risk a throw down the field at this point, or do you just kneel and take it to the house?
No, I would just take a knee. Let's go to halftime, make some adjustments. Talk about what we can improve on in the second half. Because if you're Bryan right now, there's been, you've probably played with Wauseon most of the night.
So they've got double receivers near, one far. They're going to hand it to Shepard. Shepard will head up the middle. He'll run into some trouble, and the Bears will pick up about 3 yards. The down marker still had 4th down on it.
Yeah, from across the field, trying to pick up the yards over there.
So, all right, well, that's going to do it for the first half of play. The main stop scoreboard shows Wauseon 17, Bryan nothing. Going to take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll have the Bryan High School Marching Band on the field. We'll bring that to you after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan Built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan Built.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, halftime here from Wauseon. Bears trail the Indians 17-0. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. You're in the Tony Malenga Productions halftime show. Tony providing the live video stream on bryansports.com. Contact Tony at 419-595-0943 for all your production needs. Now the Bryan High School Marching Band here on Q96.5.
Plus the soundtrack list of Peter Quill. Our show opener was written and released in 1977. The instrumentation for the song List of Fire Extinguisher of all things. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mr. Blue Sky by the Electric Light Orchestra. Another song on Peter Quill's cassette tape was this song by the Jackson 5. Released by Motown in October of 1969, it became the group's first national single, and in January of 1970, it was their first #1 hit. Funny thing is, it wasn't even meant for them. It was originally meant for Gladys Knight and the Pips. Here is the Bryan Marching Band performing I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. The Final Song from Star-Lord's cassette tape was released in 1968 by B.J. Thomas. In 1971, the Ooga Chaka part was added by Jonathan King in his cover. And in 1974, the Swedish pop band Blue Swede did their cover, which is probably the version we know the most, featuring our majorettes Morgan Koenig and Vanessa Resendez. Here is the Bryan Marching Band performing Blue Swede's version of Hooked on a Feeling. The Bryan High School Marching Band is under direction of Stephanie DePaul. The staff assistant Ben Cordero and Torrey Coach Billy Andrews. The field commanders are Senior Agents Serene Junior Raymondson. The marching band would like to compliment the Wauseon Marching Band on their hospitality. To thank everyone for their applause. Wish you a safe ride home and a great weekend. Good night and go Bears!
Halftime here on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 17-0 in favor of the Wauseon Indians. We're going to take a timeout, come back with halftime stats and more after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
This is Yasha Cheverini. He is a master jeweler. If you need jewelry repaired or a beautiful handcrafted piece of jewelry for that special occasion, you need to stop by and talk to Yash at Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon.
Enjoying the game on the Golden Bear Sports Network? These broadcasts are a labor of love. Want to join us in this effort? Become a sponsor starting at just $25 per game. For more information, email Chris at bryansports.com or call 419-595-0943.
If you're struggling with thoughts of suicide, or worried about a friend or loved one, or in need of emotional support, help is available.
Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK to speak to a counselor, or visit suicidepreventionlifeline.org.
It's free, confidential, and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even if it feels like it, you are not alone.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, Chris Malenga, Nathan Keel. The main stop scoreboard shows 17-0 in favor of Wauseon, and it was basically a 0-0 ball game till about 9 minutes left in the first half. With the second quarter, when Wauseon put a drive together and scored, and then quickly the Bears had a turnover and Wauseon got it back.
Yeah, Bryan able to move the ball a little bit there. Well, both teams able to move the ball there in the first half, just not able to capitalize there. And then finally Wauseon did, and kind of the floodgates opened a little bit for 17 points, I think, in the final 8 minutes of that quarter. So if we look at it statistic-wise, I mean, Bryan right now, Dylan Dominic, 3 of 10 throwing the ball for 12 yards and 2 interceptions, and he had that crucial one there before the end of the half there. So 12 yards passing for Bryan and 74 on the ground right now and 14 attempts. And Corbin Shep, 12 attempts for 63 yards, averaging about 5.5 yards a carry, which isn't too bad for Corbin. And then if we look at Wauseon,
especially last week after he did so much, they had to be keying on him.
Yeah, and 12 carries and a half for him doesn't seem like very many.
Right,
so,
it doesn't.
Wauseon seemed to control the ball a little bit more there and able to do that with their run game. Wauseon, 58 yards on the ground in the first half, and it doesn't sound like a ton, but for instance, Bryson Stump all year averaging about 50 yards on the ground. He's got 34 in the first half. And then McLeod had 13 of his own in the first half, so 58 yards. And they really did their damage through the air. And 14 of 17 for 165 yards for McLeod. And he had that score there.
65 of that was all one.
I was just going to say 65 of that from one. And if you take that out of the equation, he's not throwing the ball down the field as much. And they're kind of using their screen game there as their run game to the outside, picking up 4, 5, 6 yards. And just a little bit of a missed tackle on that one that Tester had that he took to the house.
Absolutely. So that's where you leave it at 17-0. And, the Bears are going to have some work to do when they get back into the game here in the second half. They're going to have to make up some ground. But Wauseon gets the ball back because Bryan got to start the game.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Wauseon right now, you're loving that. The fact that you were able to score there before the end of the half, pick up that field goal, and give yourself some breathing room. And we've seen how fast that they can score on the offensive side of the ball there. And so if you're Bryan right now, you got to find a way to get in the end zone and see what you can do if you can open up the floodgates yourself.
All right, so it is 17-0. We're going to thank our sponsors bringing you the game tonight on the Golden Bears Sports Network. They include Northwest State Community College, Yes for Bryan School, Spackler Monument, Diamond and Gold Outlet, Newcomer, Schaefer, Spangler, Brininger and Riggs, Starks Plumbing and Heating, Bryan Parks and Rec, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Jason Deach Automotive Services, Andrews O'Neill Low, AmeriMade Realty, Hooley House, Krill Funeral Service, and American Family Insurance. Now, if you're Coach Redhead, what are you saying to the Golden Bears in that locker room?
Well, I would talk about that first quarter and the first part of the second quarter where you played pretty well, just not able to get it in, and kind of go back on that and lean on that. And, hey, guys, it's 17-0 right now. But we're not out of this. You're only a couple scores down right now, and if you can get a stop and a score and then maybe a stop after that, you're setting yourself up. And just kind of lean back on the things that you've done well. And, they're able to move the ball like we talked about. And Corbin Shep, he's on pace for his season average of yards. So you do have an offense there that is able to score. You just got to come up with some stops here in the second half.
All right, what if you're Coach Moore at Wauseon?
I'd say a little bit of the same thing. Hey, guys, the way we played in those last 8 minutes right there is what we need to come out in this third quarter and do. And if you're Wauseon, you get the ball right away, a score could kind of take the will right away from Bryan there. So if you're Coach Moore, you want to try to get that score and a stop and give yourself a little bit more breathing room because Bryan's going to try to chuck it a little bit more here in the second half.
What did you think going into this game? Has Wauseon met your expectations as to what they were going to do?
Yeah, I think so. I knew that they were going to air the ball out a little bit. I thought maybe they'd throw it a little further down the field, but I think Bryan's done a nice job with their defensive line to get some pressure on McLeod and just not allow him to throw the ball down the field.
And Stump seemed like a kid that wasn't going to go for a ton of yards, but there were a couple runs where he able to really put together a nice run.
And he's a tough runner. When he gets that ball and he gets a little bit of an area to pick up some speed, he's a tough runner who falls forward like Shepard. But Yeah, he's definitely a weapon in his own right. And just in this offense right now with the weapons that Wauseon has as a receiver with Armstrong and Tester and Smith, it's hard not to get those guys the ball as much as you can.
Yeah, they're all 6 feet or more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're all tall targets. They're all pretty fast. And so it's just that's really hard to defend.
It's a mismatch because how many teams have 3 defensive backs that can cover all 3 of them?
Yeah.
And it's very few. And then if you do that, you got to go into a zone. And if you play a zone, then a quarterback's just got to kind of, throw the ball in between players as opposed to throwing the ball on the money to elude a defender.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to check some scores from around the region. And you're in the Tony Malenga Productions halftime show. For live streaming, videography, sound, and other production needs, contact Tony Malenga Productions at 419-595-0943. Going to take a 60-second timeout. Come back with more after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Need a new look? Holy House LLC can make your space look brand new. Whether it's a kitchen, bathroom, family room, bedroom, or any other living space, Holy House can help. They specialize in quartz and granite countertops, vinyl replacement windows, LVT flooring, custom shower and tile work, and much more. Call Bob today, 419-553-0100. That's Holy House, 419-553-0100.
Please vote yes for the Bryan City Schools substitute levy on November 2nd. This is not a new tax. This levy generates $1.9 million per year, 9% of our school's total budget, and has supported educational programs and students in our district for nearly 20 years. Your yes vote will renew our existing levy for a continuing period of time. Please support our district by voting yes for Bryan Schools on November 2nd.
Paid for by Yes for Bryan Schools, Ryan Miller, Treasurer.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, halftime here. Wauseon leads Bryan by a score of 17-0. Let's take a look at some scores from around the region. First in the NWOL, these are all halftime scores unless otherwise stated. Archbold is up on Patrick Henry 14-7. We thought that was going to be a good game depending on which Patrick Henry team showed up.
Yeah, they have some players on that team.
Yep, Liberty Center is up over Delta 21-3. And then what's the other game? Evergreen Swan is 10-0 at the half. Taking a look at some other scores, Tenora is up on Fairview 43-0 in the second quarter. Eden over Ottawa Hills right now 32-21. That is our broadcast game on B-Rock 100.9. Van Wert is up on Bath 29-0 second quarter. The last we heard about Antwerp-Hicksville 6-0 in the first quarter. Got to believe that score has been updated since then. It is Columbus Grove over Bluffton 14-0 at the half. Lipstick over Crestview 20-14. Pandora Gilboa over Corey Rawson 49-0 in the second quarter. Wapak all over Defiance 14-0. It is Ayersville over Paulding 40-6. That is also in the second quarter. Wayne Trace leading Edgerton 21-0. Montpelier over Hilltop right now, 14-6, second quarter. Ottawa Glandorf over Kent 27-0 in the third quarter, and that is where we have it for our scores from around the region. I want to give a big shout out right now to the Brox listening. Amy and Evan listen every week. They watch it when they can. They listen when they can't watch it. And so I want to give a shout out to them, probably sitting on their porch right now listening to the game.
Awesome. Hey, Brox. Hope you're enjoying the game tonight.
I told them I would give them a shout out. We got to see them on Wednesday night, and I said we'd get a shout out. So hopefully they're enjoying it. Not really enjoying the score right now, but enjoying the game at least. And, that there as well. A couple other things to chat about. Again, the Bryan High School or Bryan City Schools with that substitute levy happening November 2nd is the vote, and we are encouraging you to vote yes on that substitute levy. That will be not a new tax. Basically, you're renewing the current levy for a continuing period of time. It's been in for about 20 years now, and so just looking to renew that for continual. So we encourage you to vote yes for that as well. Thoughts as the Bears head to the field?
I'd say right now, if you're Bryan, have a little bit of confidence in yourself. You've done some nice things in that first half, and you kind of flushed the things that didn't go your way there. And it was a big play there by Tester there that went down the sideline. But other than that, Bryan's defense has made some nice plays, and their defensive line getting some pressure there. So they're very capable in the second half. They just have to show us and show everybody else.
Absolutely. So The bands are off the field. Wauseon had their seniors again with they recognized them before the game, and now again they're there with their senior band members. That's kind of cool to recognize them. And they're getting ready to they're going to put 3 minutes back on the clock here, and Golden Bears really need to come up with a stop here on the first drive and set that tone.
They do, and right now, if you're Wauseon, though, is the exact opposite, obviously, is you want to try to put some points up here to kind of discourage any bit of confidence that Bryan might have. So it'll be a battle of the wills here. But moving forward here, and we'll see with Wauseon is, Wauseon kind of, they're playing for some playoff seeding right now, and if they can move up, I think they're sitting at about 13 or 14 right now, and they want to try to move up in that 11 or 12 range and set themselves up in the first round of the playoffs to try to get a victory. And they're going to be playing on the road either way. But then again, if you're Bryan, you're playing for your playoff life here, and if you're a senior, you want one more shot at another game. That'd be helpful.
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at where everything sits with the playoffs here. Just give me a second to get there.
And as we get there, and Chris and I were talking before the game, and normally a 6-4 might get you in some years when there's 8 teams, and yet alone 16. If Bryan could pull this comeback off, it's hard to believe that they'd have a shot at not making the playoffs.
So Wauseon currently sitting at 12 in the region at 6-3. They're in with a win. They're going to be seeded 10-12, and if they lose, they could be anywhere from 11 to out, according to the projections. The Bears, meanwhile, they're out with a loss. With a win, they could be as high as 12, or they could be out. Just kind of depends how the teams ahead of them go. Mm-hmm. Bellevue, the leading rank in this division. They have they're likely top 4. They're number 1, Van Wert behind them, Clyde, and then LaGrange, Keystone in there as well. Port Clinton, Worcester, Rocky River, Sandusky, Perkins, Shelby, Belleville, Scott, and Wauseon ring out the top 12. Again, previously the top 8 were the ones that made it, so Wauseon and Bryan would have both been out basically when they expanded. But they've expanded the playoffs now, and in most of the other regions, it's really helped a ton of teams get in. But here in our region, it's just a tough region. And if you win this game and you're Bryan and you're 6-4 and you're out of this. At this point, it's like it's unbelievable when you got teams with 0 wins getting in.
That kind of stinks, yeah. And if you look at, some of the records of the teams that we've beaten, they've not really given us much help at all. So that doesn't help things, but it is a little discouraging knowing that you have a winning record there. And like we talked about, in some regions, you can have 1 or 2 wins. And didn't you say there's a couple teams with no wins that might make the playoffs?
There's a couple teams with 0 wins that might make the playoffs. So, yeah, it's just crazy. And, the OHSAA expanded the playoffs to 16. And it's interesting to me because I'm not one that would criticize the state organization. They have made a couple of decisions I've disagreed with very recently. Particularly with regard to who the director is. But to me, it just seems like after a year of COVID, going to 16 teams seems like just a little bit of a money grab.
Oh, absolutely. And if you talk to the coaches and you at their state meetings there, the coaches voted. They said, well, let's go 12. We're not in support of 16. Let's go 12. And then it seemed like a couple weeks later, the state was like, well, we're going to go to 16 anyway.
Yeah.
So we don't really care what you have to say, which is a little discouraging, but. Like you said, it does seem like a little bit of a money grab there, and you're getting a lot more playoff games in, and all that money goes to the OHSAA.
Yeah, they've actually cut back on what they give the schools too. So previously, it'd been pretty lucrative to host a playoff game, and right now it's barely enough to cover your expenses.
Yeah,
so just a shame all around.
It is.
So, the Bears are going to go on defense here. Quinn Brown will be kicking off for the first time tonight. And back to receive the trio, Sam Smith, Jonas Tester, Jude Armstrong. Kick is on the ground. It'll bounce a couple of times, get to the up man. He will pick it up and advance it out to the 40-yard line. And that was number 4, Isaiah Bourne, who picked it up. And I tell you what, that was probably the best thing you could do right there, because coming forward is going to be, you get that in the hands of Jonas Tester, and that's a big problem.
Yeah, we've seen what he can do with the ball, and it's definitely a good idea to keep the ball out of his hands, especially when it's in your control like that.
So the Indians will have it 1st and 10 at their own 40. Let's see what they do here. They were pretty not timid. They weren't explosive in the first quarter, but I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see a deep shot down the field on this.
Yeah, I think so too. It seemed like they were setting some up there, just weren't able to get them off there in the first half.
Man goes in motion. That is Tyson Rodriguez. Comes back McLeod looking down the field, forced out of the pocket. He will throw down the field. Tester will make the catch, and he will be immediately tackled by Trenton Wolf, and Tester showing every bit of his 6'2 frame.
Yeah, and that's one right there where McLeod just had to throw it up in the general vicinity of Tester, and Tester will do the rest.
As a first down, they have it all the way down to the 34-yard line of the Bears. So with that short kickoff, that set them up for that after that long pass. And that'll make it 1st and 10 there. Trips on the far side. One right out here on the near side. Stump and McLeod in the backfield. Stump is on the right hip, or actually he's about a yard behind McLeod now. Snap comes back, they'll hand to Stump. Stump will go to his right side, and he will be tackled, but still picks up about 6 yards on that play. They had him right at the line of scrimmage, and he broke the tackle.
They did, and there's his leg drive there, and we talked about earlier about him, comparing him to Corbin Shep with how hard he runs the ball there. He's a guy who's going to fall forward every time.
He picks up 7 yards on first down, and they're just marching down the field right now. 2nd and 3 for the 27. 10:51 and counting. The main stop scoreboard shows 17-0 in favor of Wauseon. Bears a little bit on their heels right now. And trips on the far side. One went out here on the near side. McLeod has it. He will hand to Stump. Stump will go to his left-hand side. He will get the first down and more. And he's still on his feet, and he will get all the way down to the 17-yard line. So a pickup of 10 when you needed 3.
Wow, yeah, great run there by Stump. And, there's that buck sweep that we talked about again, and that goes to the outside there, and then you stick a foot in the ground, you turn it up. And he had a hole there, so nice job by the offensive line of Wauseon there to make some room for him.
All right, 1st and 10. They're in the Diamond and Gold Outlet red zone. When it comes to diamond size, does matter. You get a bigger diamond for less every day at Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon. Trips again on the near side, one on the far side. McLeod has it. He'll hand to Stump. Stump will move forward. Stump will be tackled, but he'll get to the 10-yard line, so he'll pick up 7.
Yeah, a healthy dose there of Stump so far in the second half with 24 yards on 3 carries right now.
After that big catch by Tester.
Setting him up, yeah.
So he'll get 6 as they mark it at the 11. 2nd and 4.
See if Bryan goes back to that 40 front. Looks like they do.
Trips near side here. McLeod, low snap, will hand to Stump. Stump will move forward. He will be tackled, and he'll have the first down. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 5 for Wauseon. So 9:27 here, third quarter rather, and it's 1st and goal from the 5. This is not what you wanted.
It is not, but if there's anything to kind of think about right now, it's, they can't throw the ball down the field with only being on the 5-yard line here. So as a DB, you can kind of tighten up a little bit and go back to your traditional 4-2-5 defense that you're comfortable in.
Motion man is Tester. It's a reverse, and well, look, no, it wasn't a reverse. It was just a stump carry. I thought they hit it as Tester. And
yeah. Kind of gave that action.
The way he was coming across. So he will pick up 2. So that makes it 2nd and goal from the 3.
Call that a little tag play.
Yeah.
They fake it there to give time for the tackle and the guard to pull across and open up a hole, and Bryan did a nice job of closing that down.
8:40 and counting, third quarter. McLeod, Stump in the backfield. Low snap, they'll hand a Stump though. He will hit the right side and go in for the touchdown. So Wauseon will march it down the field, and they will now take a 23-0 lead on the main stop scoreboard. And extra point will be coming from Tyson Rodriguez. So that was a heavy dose of Stump the whole way, set up by that Tester catch.
He looked hungry on that drive there for sure. He already has 34 yards here in the second half rushing the ball, and like we talked about, he only averages about 50 a game. So him getting the ball, he was pretty hungry there for the end zone.
High snap, kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:26 remaining It is 24-0 in favor of the Indians. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Enjoying the game on the Golden Bear Sports Network? These broadcasts are a labor of love. Want to join us in this effort? Become a sponsor starting at just $25 per game. For more information, email chris@bryansports.com or call 419-595-0943.
Nobody likes an awkward silence, but you can actually use it for something good.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, Wauseon scored on their first drive of the second half, marching down the field and putting a touchdown on the board, and that was Bryson Stumpf, who basically was featured on every play of the drive except for the tall pass to Jonas Tester. How long was that pass to Tester?
The earlier one, I had it written down here for 26 yards.
Yeah, it was right over the middle, and it's kind of just thrown up for grabs. And
yeah, Tester did a nice job at just going up and getting it.
Kickoff is made. It will come down to Quinn Brown. Brown will get it at the 13, out to the 20, to the 25, to the 27, and he drills Brown, flips him over.
A bit of a suplex there.
Yeah, and they're gonna spot that at the 27 and a half. He's literally standing between the 27 and the 28, but they put it at the 28. All right, so the Bears will have it 1st and 10. They've got double receivers on the far side, one here on the near side. That is Jackson.
Got freshman Carter Dominic into the H-back now.
Is that Sam Harold playing quarterback?
It is.
It is. So they've moved Sam Harold in at quarterback. And that'll be a pickup of 4. That's a long 3.
That it is, yes.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing.
Yeah. So they've got him in again. Harold will keep it himself, will shift back to the left, and he will pick up the first down, still on his feet, and they'll shove him out of bounds. I'll tell you what, he went to his right and then completely crossed the back of the line.
And he's pretty quick and shifty back there, and and when he gets the ball like that and able to cross the formation, and Wauseon just wasn't prepared for it. I think it's going to take him a little bit to get caught up to Sam's speed.
You think they're just using this here as kind of a little spark?
I think you can use it as a spark. And get just a little change of pace there, and something that Wauseon has to think about.
Shepard will pick up about 4 yards. Stumpf will make the tackle. I look at some of these guys that play every snap. I mean, Stumpf just ran down the field, and now he's back out there making tackles. It's just amazing to me that they play all these plays.
I think a lot of these guys are just motivated here. When you're up 24-0, it's you got a lot of energy in you.
Ball is lost, and Sam Harold will fall on it. That exchange was bad. Harold was trying to hand off to Shepard, and Shepard just didn't have the ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was going to try to pull that or what, but that might be one of those where his inexperience of Harold kind of showed.
So he loses 5. That'll make it 3rd and 12. Double receivers here on the near side, double on the far. Shepard in the backfield. It's tall snap. Harold has to come down and get it. And we've got a penalty marker. And let's see what the flag's thrown in the backfield, which generally is a hold, but illegal shift on the Bears. That'll march them back 5 more, unless they decline it. Can they decline it?
I think that's what they're talking about now. Yeah, he wants to decline it.
That'll bring up 4th down and 12. So the Bears are just going to probably have to, well, I don't know.
Yep, looks like they're going to bring out the punting unit.
It took a long time to make that
decision.
It did.
I thought they were just going to stay on the field and, hey, you know what? They'll get the ball at midfield if we don't get it.
I'm curious now if Dylan Dominic isn't hurt or something.
Yeah,
because now you got Mikey Wolfen to punt. He was the punter on the roster at the beginning of the season, but he has not punted since like week 1 or week 2.
Yeah, you're right.
That is a high punt, and it will be down by the Bears, and Wauseon's going to have great field position inside their own 40 at the 38. So I don't know what's going on down there. Trying to see if I could see Dylan Dominic down there on the sideline. But Sam Harold came out in quarterback, which I just thought they were throwing something in as a wrinkle. But now that Wolf punted, I wonder if something else is afoot.
I think you're right, and Sam Harold playing both sides of the ball. It's kind of difficult for a guy to play quarterback and play on the defensive side of the ball.
So Eden up 38-21 now. All right, Wauseon has it. They've got trips here. It's going to be another pass. Look at those receivers ready to take off. Oh, and tackled in the backfield for a loss. That was Logan Carroll, and he just got stuffed.
Wow, nice job there, Nick Harold.
Those receivers looked like they were going to take off, so I don't know.
In their sprinter stance.
Yeah, they were ready to go. That's a big loss of 6. Was that Foth that came in there and took care of it?
I think that was Nick Harold,
Nick
65
Harold?
on the edge there. And Nick's been in the backfield a lot tonight, not able to make the sack necessarily, but forcing the throw on passes and forcing guys to cut it up early.
So McLeod's still in at quarterback. And he is going to get hit.
There he is.
And again, Nick Harold.
Yeah, number 65. There's some life for you.
Another big one. Big sack there.
Yeah, pushing him back.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 23 or 24, depending where they spot this one. 25, even more. So now if you're the Golden Bears, you just got to keep it in front of you, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think right now is, hey, let's rush 3, everybody else, nobody behind you. If they catch the ball, fine, but make the tackle.
Logan Carroll is the back in the backfield that was tackled on first down. He remains out there. 1 receiver far side, 3 here near. Looking to throw. Pocket is crushed. McLeod chucking it down the field, and it is going to be incomplete. And that was intended for Tester. I don't think Tester could have got that if there wasn't a Golden Bear on him, but there was a Golden Bear on him.
Yeah, Nick Harold again on the outside. You know, McLeod tries to get away there, and he's had a couple, nice throws there when he's able to get outside the pocket and scramble and let his athletes make plays. But Bryan able to stop the pass on that one.
Trenton Wolf was in there on coverage. So Rodriguez back to punt. They're going to get a lineman in quick. Aiden Leininger is the man that was late to get in. You come after this one?
I wouldn't say if you fumbled that one, yeah, but if not, no. Let's not have a stupid penalty or anything like that. And if you're Bryan, 35-yard line right now, let's see what we can do.
That was a real low snap, though.
It was.
It's good for him. He had to pick that up off the carpet
and
kick it.
And maybe the next time you set that up, if you're Bryan, because right now 24-0, you need as much of a spark as you can get. Like Nick Harold, that last defensive possession kind of lit a fire under Bryan, and let's see if they can continue here.
Well, Sam Harold comes back out, the quarterback, and Carter Dominic in at that H-back / tight end position. Harold has it. He'll hand off Shepard. Shepard will run through the line, pick up the first down and more, nearly up to the 50-yard line. They're going to spot it down at the 47, though, 48.
Wow.
Boy, he had a full head of steam.
He did, once again, just like Trenton Wolf earlier, shot out of a cannon there, and you give him that little bit of a hole there, and Corbin's going to do the most with it.
1st and 10. Harold, high snap again. Shepard with it. This time Shepard gets about 5 yards. And he's brought down by Tester.
And that's going to be Sam's best friend right now, is a little bit of a run game. You know, I'm not sure, talking to coaches during the week of how much work Sam gets at quarterback. So I'm thinking their play calls are probably going to be a little bit vanilla with him because he probably doesn't get a ton of reps because he came into the season as the 3rd-string quarterback.
Yeah, 3rd-string quarterback, you're right. Shepard again. Shepard will get close to a first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short, and a big hit there by the middle of that defense. Big hit, 52 for Wauseon. Justin Duncan. 3rd and 1. Let's see what the Bears do here. Wondering if Sammy doesn't take this and just move forward. They're going to hand to Shepard again. No, he's going to go. Shepard into Wauseon territory down to the 32-yard line.
And he's showing some signs of life now as well.
He really is.
puts him up over the century mark for the night.
What is that, about the 7th game he's at 100-yard
Oh,
rush?
I think at least, yeah, he's averaging about 140 on the ground tonight.
So, I know he didn't have one against Van Wert, I don't think.
Van Wert and PH, I think.
Harold moves forward. Yeah, you're right. PH was the other one. Harold picks up about 4. Second down and 6 or 7, depending on, if you go by the scoreboard, it's 7. If you go by where the ball's spotted, it's 6. Harold with it, hands to Shepard, and that time they snuffed it out, and Shepard gets tackled in the backfield.
And I'll be curious what they're going to do here with Sam Harold in the game. Is they're going to throw the ball here and see what he's got, or you're going to continue and just say, hey, we got 4 downs here. Let's give the ball to Shepard here and see what we get, what we're dealt with for 4th down.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen Sam Harold throw a pass.
I'm not sure either.
They're going to hand to Shepard, and Shepard's going to get tackled and be short. So now the ball's at the 30-yard line. If you kick the field goal, it's a 47-yarder. If you punt the ball, likely it's going to go in the end zone, and now we've got a penalty marker down. Is that going to be on unsportsmanlike by Wauseon? Was it on Wauseon?
It was, yeah. I think he's looking at 65, it looked like there. Was that Tucker Delaney?
I don't know what the signal is when his arms are stretched out both ways.
I think it's unsportsmanlike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that'll give the Bears the ball. Well, they'll go into the Diamond and Gold Outlet red zone with that.
There you go.
We'll take it.
Hey, that's one way to get a first down there.
Right. It is one way. When it comes to diamond size, doesn't matter. You'll get a bigger diamond for less every day at Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon. 1st and 10. Ball spot at the 15-yard line. Harold has Shepard in the backfield. And now the official's coming in. I'm wondering if the clock wasn't started.
Let's see if we see him raise the roof there. Usually that's the indication of the play clock.
Now they'll wind it. Harold in the backfield with Shepard. He has it. He'll hand to Shepard. Shepard tries to find a hole, then he'll cut back the other way, and he will pick up a couple of yards, about 3. But we have that door right outside, and every time somebody goes out, it's like...
I look right behind my shoulder every time. Wondering who it is, what I do.
We've been in this section of the Wauseon, but we're treated very well at Wauseon. We have our own room to broadcast from, and Shepard with it again on a dive play and pick up really nothing. So 2nd and I'll make it 3rd and 6 now. Clock ticking down here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and Bryan doing a nice job here of driving the ball a little bit, especially given the fact that they're on the 3rd-string quarterback.
So 3rd and 6. Harold has it. Harold trying to break some tackles and will be driven forward. He'll pick up 1. Now here you could consider a field goal, maybe. It's at the 10. It'd be a 27-yarder. But I mean, if you're Wauseon right now, you know everything's on the ground.
Yeah,
So,
it's tough to throw the ball right now if you're Bryan.
Be interesting to see if maybe they could surprise him right here, because they're just stacking the box.
Yeah, throw somewhat of a pop pass maybe, and there's Harold.
Harold has it. He'll go to the sideline, and he'll be short of the 1st down, and that'll just be a turnover on down, so Wauseon will get it back.
Yeah, you're just limited right now on play calls and whatnot. At the quarterback position, and that's not a knock on Sam Harold at all. He's the 3rd-string quarterback, and there's a lot of 3rd-string quarterbacks that don't get reps during the week, so it's just hard to prepare or hard to decide what to run if you're Bryan.
It'll be interesting to see, like, why they could have kicked a field goal there, attempted that, because it would have been similar to a punt, and the only thing you run into is a block or something like that. But, it was interesting they went for it there on 4th down.
Yeah, and I think part of it might be they're down 24, which is 3 possessions, and they're thinking, okay, it'd still be 3. I'm not sure.
Well, Wauseon will have it at their own 6-yard line. They will throw. Catch is made and tackle is made. That was Sam Smith. It was a short gain, though, and that's going to run out, I believe, the third quarter of play. Unless they're going to quickly try to go. Clock is below 5. And they're just going to let this one go. And we're going to go to the fourth quarter of play with the main stop scoreboard showing 24-0 in favor of Wauseon. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
I'm Sally Jo Metzger.
When was the last time you had your precious jewelry cleaned? Diamond and Gold Outlet will professionally clean your jewelry, and it won't cost you a dime. Let Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon clean your jewelry today. At Krill Funeral Service, we know family is a broad term. A family member comes in all sizes and shapes. They can also be fluffy with 4 legs and a tail, but they're all part of your family. They can go on vacations with us. They're at the center of the parties, and often they're the ones that are there during the toughest of times. When the time comes to say goodbye to those very special family members, we at Krill Funeral Service are here with the environmentally friendly choice for aftercare. Krill Funeral Service. We're here for your entire family.
Electricity and dust in the air, and best of all, no maintenance, no bulb or other parts to replace. Call Starks today at 800-329.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, the main stop scoreboard shows 24-0 as Wauseon will have the football. 2nd and 4 from the 12. Bears marched all the way down inside the red zone, but unable to get any points on the board. As Sam Harold has been put into service at quarterback, not exactly sure why.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would definitely say injury.
I'm trying to see if I can even see him out there on the sideline. That's going to be a false start marching him back. Oh, it's going to be offsides on the Bears. And the rains it pours.
Yeah.
Keystone is up over Clearview 41-0.
Wow. I think did you say Clearview earlier was ahead of Wauseon in the rankings?
I'm trying to see. Let me pull it up. Clear Fork is ahead of Wauseon.
Oh, Clearview I think is down.
Clearview's out.
Yeah,
Lorraine,
they're okay.
They're 0-8, so that's not surprising.
Okay. Makes a little bit more sense than I thought there for a second. Holy smokes.
Wauseon will have it here, 1st and 10 on the 17 after that call, the offsides call. Aiden Pell's being very active back there. Quick throw, catch is made, and penalty marker is down. And we'll see what this call is all about.
I think we're going to have an offensive lineman down the field there, yep.
Yep, ineligible downfield.
Yep.
That'll back him up.
You get about 3 yards, 2 to 3 yards there in high school before they'll call it. And, you can't do that. He threw about a 5-yard pass down the field, and it just took a little bit too much time there, and the offensive lineman got a little happy there coming down the field.
So that'll be a 5-yard penalty, make it 1st and 15 on the 12, which is where we started before the Bryan penalty.
We've come full circle.
We have come full circle. The only difference is they need 15 yards for a first down instead of 10. 11:43 and counting, 24-0 Wauseon. Handoff. And he is stopped. Nope, he gets forward for a few yards. 3, stumped back in at the running back position. So Mikey Wolf in there to stop that one.
Bears got Lane Hurlburt there as their nose guard here, and number 30 there, Lane Hurlburt. He's more of a quicker tackle there. He's not going to take up blocks, but try to get around you and use his quickness to his advantage.
So 2nd and 12, ball at the 15-yard line. Back to throw, quick pass, catch is made, tackle immediately made. That was Smith on the pass, and then coverage for the Golden Bears. That was Logan Moss.
It's a good job by Logan there, not let him by him. And, I think right now if you're Wauseon, you might be setting up a little hitch and go here as Brian tightens her coverage up.
So it's 3rd and 7. I tell you what, I want to talk about the play of Aiden Pelz. He's just been running around like a crazy man in that Bryan defense.
He's wreaked a little bit of havoc in there tonight too, and forced McLeod to throw the ball when maybe he didn't want to.
McLeod back to throw, being chased by Foth. Foth's gonna put a shoestring tackle on him, and he will be down and be sacked.
Nice job, Brady Foth there, and not giving up on the play. He's blitzing linebacker there.
He just got around his man right
there.
there.
Did a nice job there. McLeod think he's a little quicker to the outside than Foth, and great individual effort there by Brady Foth.
So Wauseon will punt as they'll bring Rodriguez in. Carter Brown is standing at the 45-yard line of Wauseon. Another score for you, Eden 46, Ottawa Hills 21. So Eden's open up that big lead.
Yeah.
Eden on track to win their league this year.
They are. I think after tonight, it looks like they're going to be 9-1.
Low snap, bounces in the end zone. Quick kick. And it's going to die.
Yeah, Drew Gallahue for Eden there. Yeah, 3,000 passing yards on the season. I think he
had 8 touchdowns last week. I think.
I read somewhere where there's been 2 games he hasn't even touched the ball in the second half. So really, he's only down to about 8 games he's played.
That's insane.
I'm sorry, I think I misspoke earlier. I think that they had 1 game canceled, so they're going to be a 8-1.
Yeah,
8-1 going into the playoffs.
So 1st and 10 for the Bears. Ball's at the 44-yard line of Wauseon. Handoff, flag down, and Trent Wolf will pick up a few yards, but there is a flag. And then we've got a Brian Golden bear down. That is 75, I believe. 75 is Noah Phillips. Legal formation is the call.
I think what happened there, Trenton Wolf coming in motion there. He's going forward before he had the ball, and you can't do that. You got to go sideline to sideline or behind, but you can't go forward.
So that'll make it 1st and 15. Ball is still in Wauseon territory at the 49. Now we need a little bit of urgency here, down 4 scores. Well, 3 scores if you count 2-point conversions, I guess. Forward for Shepard, and he'll get the penalty yardage back, but not much else. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
I'd like to see Brian throw the ball here and see what Sam Harold can do, or at least give one of your receivers here a chance.
Now
here
we might see it. Harold will roll out to his right, being pressured, and still being pressured, and now he's going to move forward, and he will go out of bounds, and he will pick up, get to the line of scrimmage. Nope.
And that was a nice job by Sam to pick up something there. Looked like Brian there almost got away with a little bit of hold near the sideline. Nonetheless, brings up a 3rd and 11.
It looks like Logan Moss is limping just a little bit. Hopefully that's not anything serious, but you see him over there?
Yeah, he's hobbling here, and he's not going to get off the line much.
That'll be a handoff to Shepard. Shepard will try to turn it upfield and get nothing. He'll actually lose half a yard. So the Bears will have to go for it on 4th down, and we've got a little scrum going on down there as penalty markers go down.
Looks like Corbin Shepard there, and number 32, who is Taryn Garcia for the Indians.
See what I'm sure it's going to be offsetting, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
2 flags.
Yeah, they're going to make them both come off the field, kind of, get their composure back.
I don't know what happened afterwards, if somebody said something or.
Let's see. I couldn't tell. I think they were in on the tackle there, and emotions running high there. Corbin Shepard being a senior his last game.
They're called a personal foul on the Bears,
yeah.
But I don't see the other one. That's interesting. That is real interesting.
Yeah.
That's going to make it 4th and a bunch. 4th and 19. No. 29. So Bears just need to kick this one away. See what now we're going to get a timeout. I don't know what the timeout's all about.
Let's see. Coach Redhead over there talking to the official. I think the official was getting on him about where he was on the field. Telling him to get back a little bit, and here we go.
All right, so Mikey Wolf will be in to punt. Tester standing at his own 31. Low snap again. Wolf will punt it, and they're going to get a flag here. Tester has it. The flag is probably going to be running into the kicker, not roughing, because it was incidental. But I don't know. Maybe they'll call it a personal foul.
We'll see.
It won't be enough for a first down. I think it's running in.
Yep. Running into the kicker.
So that's going to really do nothing. They were trying to block it, basically. Now the two officials are meeting to discuss. I don't know what you get there. Even if you take the penalty, it's not going to bring you anything forward.
No, and if I'm Coach Redhead right here, I would if you could take just the kick, take the kick, because they ran Tester out of bounds on the far sideline, and you'll take that all day. And I think that's what Coach Redhead, what he's talking about over there.
The ball right now is at the 31. I mean, we spotted at the 31. I believe that's where that official's standing. I didn't see where he went out of bounds, but do you see where the
I think that's where he was ran out of bounds over there. So if you're Coach Redhead, I would just take it. Maybe that's what they're talking about here.
And now they're going to move up, and are they going to re-kick it?
And if the penalty's on the defense, I'm not sure how they can force him to re-kick it.
Yeah, I don't know the rule there.
Yeah, I would say that you shouldn't be forced to re-kick it if you're the offense.
And it's not an
automatic first down or anything like that.
I don't know why.
It's 5 yards.
This is dangerous here because you had Tester at the 31.
Right, and now you're giving him another chance.
Right.
And if you're Coach Redhead and Golden Bears there, you would have taken that punt before. Now you got to do it again.
This one will go back deep. It'll bounce. Tester will pick it up. He's got a bunch of Golden Bears behind him, and he is actually going to get to exactly the same spot.
There we go. Once again.
31-yard line. Exactly the same spot. All we did was waste some time and kick the ball again. Landon Schilling on the tackle.
Once again, we came full circle.
Yeah, we've done that a couple of times tonight.
It's football for you, folks.
Wauseon will have it 1st and 10 at the 32. Excuse me, he got a yard extra.
Oh, I take that comment back.
Let's see, if we're going to see any new players come in, because right now Wauseon still has their first team out there. I do see 15 for them as a wideout. 15 is Ethan Borton.
Yeah, I mean, because Wauseon right now, you're playing in week 11 at this point.
Handoff. Moving forward, and on his feet still is Stump. Stump is heading down the sideline, and he will be knocked down at the 30-yard line. I absolutely hate the rule in high school and college that you can hold the face mask if you're
I've never cared for that as well. I feel like it's a unfair advantage for the offense. There's Stump. He broke that one tackle there, able to cut back. And
you'll see it right here. He puts a Pels and he just whips him down.
Yeah.
Actually, that wasn't Pels. That was Carter Brown. But he got a penalty. He got a little extra hit there.
Yeah.
When he went
a little
down.
advantage there for the offense.
All right, Stump again, and he'll be tackled after about a 5-yard gain. He should have been tackled for about a 1-yard gain and was able to pull him forward.
Yeah, and once again, driving those legs, and in a situation like this, you have 24 points in the second half. It's motivating as a running back here. For a guy who traditionally doesn't get the ball as much as other guys. He's got 114 yards on the night. He's having a great night for him, and in week 10, and so he's gonna keep wanting the rock.
Main stop scoreboard shows 24-0 in favor of Wauseon. Approaching the 6-minute mark here. Stump remains in the backfield with McLeod. Double wideouts. They'll hand to Stump again. He'll go left. Golden Bear got held there without a call. And Stump gets all the way down and still on his feet. He'll get down to inside the 5 to the 2. Nope, they'll give it to him at the 5, excuse me. But you can see this hold right here. If you're watching on replay, there's a hold that they totally miss. So that'll be first down. They're in the Diamond and Gold Outlet red zone. First and goal from the 6. Wauseon's not satisfied up 24-0. They want another one.
Well, they feel like if they can get another one, then we got a running clock here and to close it out. And it's their home finale for them either way. So I'm going to give the crowd something to cheer for.
He'll have it again. He'll go to the left side, and he's dragged down by Trent Wolf. Big-time tackle.
Nice play by Trent Wolf there. And McLeod not really a threat there to run the ball. You kind of figure he's going to hand it to Stump either way. Nice play to come downhill for Trent Wolf.
No gain, so a 2nd and 6. It is really hard to see down that side.
It is.
We're looking at our monitor, too, to see. They're just letting this clock go down. They're not in any urgency to stop things here, or to go quickly. So McLeod back in there with Stump. And now they need to hurry because they're under 5 on the play clock. McLeod has it. And it's
fumble.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh,
I think the Bears might have it.
Yeah, was that Nick Harold there? I thought he had it there for a second.
Let's see. Is they going to say Wauseon had it?
Yep.
Yep, Wauseon had it. I don't know what happened there. They just ran into each other.
Yeah, I don't know if they just weren't on the same page or what.
Hayden Pell's got twisted up there. Boy, it really did look like that he had it.
I thought he jumped right on it at first, and then he came up out of the pile, and you're not going to do that if you don't have the ball.
So 2nd and goal. Third goal from the 12 now. It's really no urgency. They don't want to leave Bryan any time.
No.
What's interesting, though, is you're right. It would be a running clock at that point, so why are you – I don't know.
Maybe they're happy with just running it by running their normal offense.
Stump is tackled, and he will be short of the goal line. He's all the way out to the 11. So this makes it 4th and goal from the 11. I think they might bring Rodriguez out to try to kick here.
Yeah.
So Rodriguez will attempt a field goal. It is going to be a 28-yarder.
He's got the leg for it. He hit from 25 earlier with room to spare.
Yep. Again, I'm not calling until I see the official signal. I'm not going to do what I did last week. Low snap, kick is up, and it is no good. It went wide right, I believe.
I'm glad we got that confirmation, because who knows after last week.
Last week, is it good? It's not. It's good. It's oh my goodness, it's not good. So it'll stand 24-0. So the Bears will have it at the. Is it 35? 25? 25.
Yeah, I think it's 25.
25.
Oh, right about the 20.
20. Okay. They change this all the time, and it's confusing.
Hard to see from the angle.
It is, too. So Sam Harold's still in at quarterback. He will just hand off to Shepard. Shepard will go right up the middle, and he will pick up 6. It's interesting. On first down, he always seems to get that big play.
He does.
And then after 2nd and 3rd down, they figure it out.
Yeah, it's a little tougher. First and 10, you got 10 yards to work with, so the defense isn't sure. And there's Corbin Shepard.
He has how many yards right now?
He's got 119 on 25 carries is what I have him down for. 56 here in the second half.
No chance of breaking his 24 or 23 or 43
no.
carry night. We got a penalty marker in. Shepard is all by himself out to the races. To the 30, to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown, but we'll take a look at what the flag is, and I think that might be coming back. Let's see. Holding on the Bears.
Yep.
Of course it does. Well, I'll take it back 10 yards. And if it hasn't gone right for the Bears, it just has not gone right at all.
Nope. That's a tough break there. And as a running back, you bust it like that, and you outrun everybody. You get to the end zone, you turn around and look, and there's some laundry on the field. Not a good feeling.
Final score: Napoleon beats Bowling Green 35-0. Now we're marching that ball back. 2:34 remaining. This will be Do they replay the down?
Yeah.
So 2nd and 12. So 2nd and 12. Bears have not attempted a pass the entire half, right?
I don't think they have. Well, no,
because
Sam
Dominic did not come out.
Yeah, and Sam Harold on the one he showed pass, he ended up running it.
So Harold will move it forward about a yard. Lots of running for a yard. And we'll head to the 2-minute mark here. So it looks like the Bears are headed for a 500 record on the season, 5-5. They will miss the playoffs. Wauseon, meanwhile, will go to 6-4 and will make the playoffs likely, unless something really weird happens.
Yeah, just a matter of where they're going to be, where they're going to play at next week. We'll find out.
They're actually going to be 7-3. I misspoke. Wauseon.
We said earlier they have, if there's such thing as a good loss, they got 3 of them.
Yep, they do. Harold with it. He'll go to his left, and he'll be dragged down inside the 5-yard line. And Bears just going backwards.
Yep, it's tough. Sam rolling out to his left there. Trying to outrun number 52 there, and Justin Duncan unable to, and the clock continues to run there.
4th and 23. Minute remaining. And Wauseon's Tester is standing at Bryan's 40. Mikey Wolf back to punt. High snap, kick. It's a low kick. It'll bounce. He'll pick it up at the 40. And he's going to continue to run. And he's going to run this one back.
Yep, there he is.
So Tester takes it in. And Bears just everything falling apart at once.
Yep, it's a tough one right there.
Makes it 30-0 on the main stop scoreboard with 38 seconds left to go.
You kind of knew with his earlier punt returns, as he's very capable of doing so. And then in that situation, you're pinned back like that, like Bryan was. You know, you got to block your guy, then get down the field. So you're not getting as much coverage as you normally would, and gave Tester enough room to make a couple moves there, make a guy miss, and off to the end zone he goes.
Wauseon had a late guy coming in on the kick team.
I think that's part of the play by now, I feel like.
Right. Down, kick is up, and it is good. So 31-0, the main stop scoreboard. 38 seconds left to go. We're going to take a quick timeout on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Let me introduce you to Dave and Sam. Between the two of them, they have almost 60 years experience diagnosing and fixing anything with 4 wheels. Dave and Sam at Jason Deeds Collision and Service fix the problems your last mechanic couldn't. Just ask John from Montpelier.
Bring it in on Tuesday. I'll call you Tuesday night, tell you what the problem is with it, and tell you how much it's going to be to fix it. That's exactly what he did.
When your vehicle needs repaired, take it to Dave and Sam at Jason Deeds Collision and Service.
I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network. 38 seconds to go. The main stop scoreboard shows 31-0. Jonas Tester had the punt bounce in front of him. Looked like he was just going to let it go. He picked it up and went 40 yards or 60 yards for the return, for the touchdown.
Decided, I guess, if he wanted to run a
wasn't
clock.
enough.
Yeah.
So Wauseon will tee it up. It really doesn't matter right now because there's 30 seconds on the clock, and it's a running clock now because we're at 30 points. They'll let this go all the way down, and the Bears will get it with about 12 seconds left. And, again, it doesn't matter because it's running. So unless the Bears break off a punt return, it's going to be low, and Mikey Wolf will fall on it, and the clock – I think the clock stops at the change of possession.
Yes.
But then it'll immediately start again. So this is pretty much going to do it for the game. Don't forget, we've got our post-game show coming up. We'll be final wrap-up and stats, check some scores from around the region, and end the season for the Golden Bears. They will wrap things up at 500. The clock will tick. Nobody has to do anything, and that'll ended the ball game with a final score 31-0 on the main stop scoreboard. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan Built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan Built.
At Krill Funeral Service, we know family is a broad term. A family member comes in all sizes and shapes. They can also be fluffy with 4 legs and a tail, but they're all part of your family. They can go on vacations with us. They're at the center of the parties, and often they're the ones that are there during the toughest of times. When the time comes to say goodbye to those very special family members, we at Krill Funeral Service are here with the environmentally friendly choice for aftercare. Krill Funeral Service. We're here for your entire family.
Sports Network final score 31-0 in favor of Wauseon, and this will end the season for the Golden Bears at 500. And Coach Redhead out there talking with his team right now, and the seniors go out with a 500 record.
Yeah, it's tough one tonight. If you're Bryan, you start that first quarter and you're playing right with Wauseon there, and then the second quarter happened, giving up 17 points, and then in the second half there, and you end with that punt return by Tester, and you're just kind of in a little bit of shock and awe here. And if you're a senior for Bryan, it's one of those where you don't really, it's your last game, you're going to remember it, but you really don't want to remember it. So yeah, a tough break there for Bryan at the end, and I mean hats off to Wauseon. They're a very good football team tonight. So it's a tough game, week 10 either way, but it's definitely a tough way to lose a game as well.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at some final stats.
All right, if we take a look at Bryan there in the first half, we talked about had 86 total yards. In the second half, it was all rushing yards, 65 total yards, and so they end the game there with 12 passing yards and 139 on the ground, and for a total of 151. And individually there is Corbin Shep. He has 119 yards on the ground on 25 carries, and then Dylan Dominic in the first half was 3 of 10, and then Bryan didn't have any passing attempts there in the second half. If we look at Wauseon then, Wauseon as a team, they had 80 yards rushing in the second half, 35 through the air for 115. And then as a team, total yards for the game had 338. And Elijah McLeod through the air had 200 yards. He was 17 of 21 for the night. And then you look at Bryson Stump, who had one of his better games of the season, had 20 carries for 139 yards. And then Jonas Tester, 4 catches tonight for 114 yards. He had a couple critical rushes in the first half there to pick up first downs, had the touchdown, and then he had the big punt return there to cap off his night. So all Wauseon tonight.
Your final score 31-0 on the main stop scoreboard. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll give you some final thoughts, and back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
I'm Sally Jo Metzger with the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. It's not easy to select a memorial in a time of sorrow, so let us help you create a memorial without the stress or high pressure that comes with the loss of a loved one. We have a graphic designer who will help you design the perfect memorial for you and your family. We feature the largest memorial display in the tri-state area. Go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, Breininger, and Rakes has served Northwest Ohio for over 120 years, and they provide a full range of legal services, including real estate transactions, estate planning and trust administration, elder law, family law, business planning and litigation, personal injury, workers' comp, criminal and traffic defense, and more. Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, Breininger, and Rakes also supports the athletes in schools in Northwest Ohio and wish them the best of luck in this game. Attention contractors and home flippers. Are you looking for a winter project? If so, call Misty King of AmeriMade Realty and schedule a tour of 627 South Main Street in Bryan. This spacious home offers almost 2,200 square feet, 5 bedrooms and 1.5 baths. It has a fenced-in yard, huge 2.5-car garage with workshop, a usable basement, and beautiful original woodwork. Listed for only $79,900, this one has incredible potential. Call Misty today at 419-633-4997. Misty King of AmeriMade Realty, your hometown real estate pro.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, 31-0, your final score. The Golden Bears go down to defeat. Final thoughts on this one? I'm going to say goodbye to a bunch of seniors, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one for Coach Redhead and that coaching staff to say goodbye to those guys. And there's a lot of seniors playing their last game of football tonight. And it's going to happen to a lot of guys, but it's just tough when it's your team and, you've been around these people and in the locker room and things like that. So definitely a tough one, and it's going to be a long bus ride back to Bryan for those seniors.
Absolutely. Well, that means the Bears will not make the playoffs. They even the expanded playoffs, they will not make it at 5-5. Wauseon, they are listed as being anywhere from 11th or out, depending on what the teams ahead of them do, and so that makes things a little bit challenging. But if you're Wauseon, you're likely going to control your own destiny by winning tonight.
Yeah, and you're going to be on the road the rest of the way. You're not going to host a playoff game or anything like that. But, as I was saying earlier during one of our breaks, I think Wauseon's going to be a tough matchup for almost anybody. They have those 3 losses against quality opponents. And then they have athletes everywhere you turn. They have 4 or 5 guys that can make some plays for you. So I think they're going to be a dangerous matchup for one of those 7, 8, 9 teams there that they have to play, those 7, 8, 9 seeds.
All right, so, we want to give you some final scores from around the region. Before we go, we also want to thank our sponsors bringing you the game tonight. They include American Family Insurance, Krill Funeral Service, AmeriMade Realty, Hooley House, Andrews O'Neill Lowe, Jason Deach Automotive Services. Also, Bryan Athletic Boosters, Overland Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Bryan Parks and Rec, Starks Plumbing and Heating in the Diamond and Gold Outlet, Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, Brininger and Rakes, Fackler Monument, Northwest State Community College, and vote yes for Bryan Schools on November 2nd. Taking a look at some scores in the fourth quarter, it's Archbold over Patrick Henry 42-7, Van Wert over Bath 51-7. It is Liberty Center over Delta 35-9, Eden 46-21 over Ottawa Hills. That one's still going on. Scott over Woodward 26-6. It is Evergreen over Swanton 30-0. It is Tenora beats Fairview 43-0. Antwerp beats Hicksville 41-6. Lipstick over Crestview right now, fourth quarter 35-21. OG beating Kenton 41-0. It is Ayersville over Paulding 54-6. Montpelier over Hilltop 14-6. Wayne Trace over Edgerton right now 28-0. And that's all she wrote. Oh, Wabop beats Defiance 27-6. And that's all she wrote for the Golden Bears. And teams from around the region. So, where we go from here, you saw a little bit out of Sam Harold, sophomore quarterback. I'm not sure what happened to Dylan. Hopefully things are okay with him. And we're gonna see where we go from here.
Yeah, and you do have some of those younger guys, a lot of athletes there in that sophomore class, but you return your entire offensive line there. You return a lot of your defensive line and linebackers there. So, all is not lost if you're Bryan going 500 this year, and, it's something to build on. But before we go for the season, I just want to thank Chris and BryanSports.com for inviting me and allowing me to be a part of your guys' Friday nights. And if you didn't know, Tony Malenga, Chris Malenga, they spend a lot of time involved in Bryan Sports, and they're definitely an asset to the community. And I thank you guys for all the time and effort you put in. And the camera guys, John, Beckett, Josh, all you guys. The unsung heroes on Friday night. So thank you guys.
Well, thank you, and you've done a great job coming in.
Thank you,
this
appreciate
year.
it.
We'll have you back next year.
All right, if I'm allowed. I guess
you're allowed. We want to thank our broadcast crew. Our director is Tony Malenga. Our cameras tonight, Josh Underwood, John Tripodi. Want to thank the athletic department, Chad Savage and Teresa Kuzmal. Also, the athletic department here at Wauseon for having us tonight. We really appreciate being able to do the game here tonight. Our WQCT board op, Krista Bruner. Thank you so much for that as well. I am your executive producer of the Golden Bear Sports Network, Chris Malenga, and you can visit us on the web at bryansports.com. And one final thing, this broadcast has been a joint production of WQCT Radio and Malenga Enterprises, LLC. This broadcast is for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game without express written consent of the Golden Bear Sports Network, is prohibited. One final time for Nathan Keel and all of us here at the Golden Bear Sports Network. I'm Chris Malenga. Your final score is 31-0 in favor of Wauseon. Have a great night, everybody.